Greetings and salutations, listeners. It's Todd Edwards coming to you live tonight from Smalls Athletic Field, standing alongside my broadcast partner, Juelz, and a few other guests. How about it?
Yeah, we
Marcellus Gottwald, go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. We got Marcellus Gottwald here. We also got Zach
from
York College.
Repping York College, a freshman at York College, sports management major. He's here along for the ride tonight, and what a ride it will be as York High plays host to the Central York Panthers right here. A big crowd tonight, and rightly so. It's for the YAIAA Division I County Championship here tonight.
Yeah, and York High and Central York, they have been the last teams on our schedule for the last 4 or 5 years,
yes.
And it always comes down to this big-time game at York High versus Central York. In the last 3 years, it was over, I believe, at Central York.
Central, remember last year it was the rain out over at Central, and yeah, I mean, they're on a 3-game win streak. York High looking to kind of snap that winning streak tonight, and boy, they're led by their senior quarterback, Sam Stoner, along with a super running back, Jaheim White. How about it,
Yeah, absolutely. York High senior heavy this year. Like I said, Jaheim White, Sam Stoner, they're pretty much the engine that keeps this team going, and also David Ward, Montrez Jackson. I mean, the list just goes on. Defensive line, York High had a great defensive game last week, and tonight they're going to need that against Central York. Central York comes in a little light. They don't have all their players for a couple particular reasons, but tonight it's all about who's on the field and what they do, and having a great game.
And let's bring Marcellus in as well. Marcellus, your thoughts on tonight's big game?
Man, I'm just excited, man. Football is alive right here in York County. You can't get any better than this. You got D1 prospects out here. You got some D1 commits already out here. Football, man, this is going to be an awesome night. Get your popcorn ready. It's going down.
And bottled water, how about it, as we like to say.
Absolutely.
And how about the York College, anything you like to say tonight? I mean, you're going to be doing our stats tonight. Are you excited about tonight's game?
I'm very excited. I've had the privilege of working with Central York for a while now. I've gotten to watch them play since Spring Grove. I think tonight's going to be a real big game. It's going to be, I would think, a pretty good challenge for them. We've had the privilege of playing some lower teams, but tonight's going to be a big one, a nice, good championship game, D1 event, like you were saying.
Yeah, and as you've mentioned, you followed Central York all season long,
yes,
and it culminates tonight with this big Division I crown right here, right behind us, as we're moments away from the York High Bearcats entering the playing field.
Yeah. I think it's going to come down. It's going to come down to the running game with Juelz Goff and the line. It's going to be a very run-heavy game tonight.
No doubt. That's one of the keys to look for, as a matter of fact, tonight, along with the defense. I think the defense, I've said it earlier, in our pregame Facebook Live telecast, which defense is going to stop this offense? It's trite in saying that, but I think in a lot of ways, which team's defense is going to show up.
I think it's going to come down, like you said, Todd, I think it's going to come down to the defenses. We know both offenses can put up a lot of points. York High leads the league with scoring over 44 points per game, but it's really going to come down to the defense and also coaching. I think coaching is going to be a huge factor in this game. Coach Yanta is, credited as being one of those college-style type of coaches. Coach Russ Stoner does a great job of game planning and being one of those guys to get the best out of his players. But tonight it's going to come down to coaching, defense, and adjustments, halftime adjustments. What they see going on in the first half and making some adjustments to finish the game in the second half. And you guys get over here. York High is getting amped up, and they're playing at their home field, and it's a packed house here tonight. And it's a lot of people here. Hey, if you're watching the game in a restaurant or any other place, please let them know that the game is on TV. Go to White Rose Community Television, Sports Shooting Stars, or I'll let they moving the camera around for a second.
Yeah, we're on the air live. Keep going.
I'll let you finish up.
Well, we're going to make our way up to the broadcast booth here momentarily. But first things first, you're going to see York High Bearcats make their way out here on the playing field. We're moments away from them coming out of the locker room and do a big matchup. In other action tonight, a backyard brawl taking place tonight at Red Line. Dallastown and Red Line play tonight.
Yeah. There's also some other games going around the county. Like I said, a lot of teams, it's their week 9.
Week 10.
Week 10, week 10.
Hard to believe we're here. It went by within a blink of an eye, the season. We're here at the final week. And next week, districts will get underway. And both of these teams you're going to see here tonight are in the power rankings for 6A. York High ranked at number 6 coming into tonight, and Central York at number 1. So a lot on the line tonight between these two schools in terms of positioning for the district round that will begin next week.
And we're going to go up to the booth right now. Like I said, this is a tight box right now. I don't know why they moved our camera. We were set up there for over an hour. About to go check that out right now. And let's go, tune in for the game.
You're invited to the Ladies Loving Life Music Fest on November 26th, featuring Grammy Award-winning artist Monica and an amazing lineup of regional hip-hop and R&B acts, hosted by Kevin Tate. This is an event to celebrate and recognize the amazing women in our lives. Doors open at 7 o'clock at the Lancaster Marriott, with the concert starting at 7:30. Don't miss the event of the year, the Ladies Loving Life Music Fest, featuring Monica, Saturday, November 26th.
We're back, sports fans. Todd Edwards in the broadcast booth, and as you can hear, the music is pumping here at Smalls Athletic Field as both teams have made their way onto the playing field. Central York in their white jersey tops with orange pants. The York High Bearcats in their customary blue uniforms with some orange trim.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
And what a matchup. We thank you for tuning in tonight to Sports Shooting Stars.
The visiting Central York Panthers and your York High Bearcats. This contest is being held under guidelines established by the Pennsylvania Interscholastic Athletic Association. It is the responsibility of every participant and spectator to exemplify good sportsmanship and fair play. Any person who by their actions or conduct interferes with this event or violates the YAIAA Code of Conduct will be asked to leave the stadium. The presence and/or the use of balloons, whistles, and/or portable listening devices without earphones are prohibited. Spectators are prohibited from removing their shirts and/or using body paint.
We're moments away from the playing of our national anthem here.
Coaches, team physicians, team trainer, players in uniform, managers, ball holders, and statisticians will be the only persons permitted in the team box. And now, with pride and respect for our country and flag, let us stand for the playing of our high school alma mater, followed by our national anthem.
There you have it, sports fans, the playing of our national anthem. Played by the York High Marching Band, and we're just minutes away from kickoff. Dew, are you looking forward to this matchup here? We're just minutes away from.
Yeah, it's going to be a great matchup here tonight. I know York High and Central York, they got a little bit of bad blood between both ball clubs, but you know, you're leaving on the field in between the lines, and tonight we're going to see a display of two talented York County teams.
As the team captains are making their way out to midfield, Sam Stoner, Mike McMonigal, Jaheim White, and Montrez Jackson for York High. Looks like injured linebacker Colin Glassmeyer out there for Central as a team captain. Danny Pham.
Bearcats have won the toss. They have deferred. Central will receive to start the game. I'll start off by introducing the defensive starters for the visiting Central York Panthers. Number 3, Ethan Carlos. Number 4, Carter Vaughn. Number 8, Saxton Buchanan. Number 9, Kyle Groman. Number 10, Dominic Rose. Number 20, Tyler Fry. Number 21, Najir DeWitt. Number 23, Malachi Ramness. Number 45, Dayton Bagwell. Number 50, Will Number 1, David Ward. Number 4, Jaheim White. Number 9, Quentin Price. Number 10, James McBride. Number 11, Sam Stoner. Number 12, Omarion Newsom. Number 30, Montrez Jackson. Number 55, Michael McMonigal. Number 56, Jaquan Franklin. Number 61, Juan Encarnacion. Number 64, Mikey Gray. And number 71, Jalen Walker.
Central York going to receive the opening kickoff.
Back to receive the kickoff for the Panthers are number 0, Juelz Golf, and number 4, Carter Vaughn. On to kick for the Bearcats is number.
And as you see, Central York has Carter Vaughn, a special teams specialist, and also Juelz Golf back there to receive the kick as York High is about to kick off. That's Sam Stoner, the quarterback for York High, kicks a short
kick.
And we're off.
We're underway.
Najir DeWitt with the ball. Najir DeWitt, number 21, with the carry. He has a lot of friends that go to York High.
Yeah.
Najir DeWitt, a.k.a. Chicken. I believe he came up in the York Bears program. You know, a lot of programs around York City. A lot of people. He's one of the fan favorites. He's that all-around football player, all-purpose player for Central York, number 21, Najir DeWitt, which he could be the X factor in this game.
No doubt about it.
And fans, give us a second. We're going to go through our plethora of sponsors here tonight. We're going to shout out to them, but Central York starts. Direct snap to Juelz Golf. And he's still on his feet. He's going.
40.
First play of the game.
30, 20, pin, touchdown. Just like
first play of the game. A direct snap. And let's go
like a wildcat formation.
Hey, let's see that again in replay, guys.
Go to it.
Our producer, Cliff Kerr, is going to play this in replay. Very first play of the game.
Do a 65-yard touchdown run by Juelz Golf, and
just like that.
Wow, and Matthew Parker in now for the point after attempt. Do 17 seconds off the clock right
17 seconds off the clock.
The kick is up and good. And your score, Central York 7, York High 0.
Wow, I mean, that's something that we knew was going
to. And Dew, coming in tonight, York High's defense is averaging, giving up 29 points per game. Central's defense is giving
And fans just
under 20 points. Go ahead, dude.
I'm sorry, and fans just saw our instant replay with that play from Juelz Golf, 65 yards up the gut, very first play of the game, 17 seconds into the game, and just like that. And you know he's fired up. He's only a junior. Juelz Golf is getting some major looks. He got an offer from University of Duke.
Duke just
Division
recently,
I.
and let's not forget Old Dominion and Boston College as well, do. And just a junior, and with runs like that, I have a feeling he'll be picking up a lot more D1 offers, and certainly a player next year as a senior to keep an eye on. Number 0, Juelz Golf. And right now, Central York getting set to kick the ball off. York High's defense coming into tonight's game has forced 13 turnovers.
And coming into the game, that was the big question mark that a lot of people had about both defenses and how they're going to hold up against these star running backs. And right there, Juelz Golf, man, he got hit a few times at the line, and he just kept his legs churning and kept going. Big shout out to Juelz Golf.
And a high end
1,000-yarder,
high elevation. Fumbled there.
Picked up by none other than Jaheim White.
20,
and he has blockers.
Near sideline,
and he's still
40.
on his feet.
Down out near the midfield, and talk about a battle of running backs. That's Jaheim White, the D1 prospect, committed to go to West Virginia University.
So dangerous to have Jaheim White back there, Florida, as a kick returner, and also with Central York having Juelz Golf back there as a kick returner. I mean, both coaches know what they're doing by putting their star players as kick returners for both ball clubs.
But excellent field position for the Bearcats to start here. Midfield, they're led by their senior quarterback, Sam Stoner, the all-time passing leader, and then Jaheim White, the all-time rushing leader at York High, dude.
And as we said before, York High has a lethal weapon, a whole bunch of lethal weapons on their team. So keep an eye on who they're going to get the ball to first. It looks like it might be Jaheim White going off the left-hand side.
And they give to Jaheim White looking for running
One
room.
move.
And you can imagine, as you can see, the Central defenders all over number 4.
Also want to note that Central is missing one of their defensive players, Colin Glassemeyer. Was pretty much one of their stout linebackers, and he was having a great year so far. He's been out of this. He's been out of the
for the remainder
lineup
of the season. Yeah, number 55. I had a chance to see him pregame on the field in his jersey, out for the remainder of the year, I believe, with an ACL.
And they say, the linebacker is usually like the quarterback of the defense. So, Central York's doing a good job of, plugging up the holes, knowing that Colin Glassemeyer is no longer there. But right now, it's all about York High. Sam Stoner in shotgun, looking downfield.
Empty backfield.
He's looking at David Ward.
And complete to David Ward near the first down marker.
And that was a lovely toe tap catch for David Ward. He does a great job of using his feet, to make these catches. He's done it throughout the whole year.
Well, David Ward comes into tonight's game with 50 receptions for 836 yards and 9 touchdowns, looking to add to that total tonight. Number 1, David Ward, just a sophomore.
Just a sophomore, and tonight he can actually eclipse that 1,000-point, passing receptions this game. Keep an eye on number 1, David Ward. He's lined up against Carter Vaughn, number 4 of Central York. Jaheim White in motion. And there's a handoff to Jaheim.
And again to Jaheim White looking for running room. And not much going there,
Not much going on right there.
You mentioned Carter Vaughn, number 4 for Central, comes into tonight's game with 2 interceptions, along with his teammate Saxton Sukanik, also has 2 interceptions as well,
And just to add on, Saxton Sukanik is only a sophomore.
Yes.
You'll be calling his name a few times
over the next couple years. And also linebacker Tyler Fry for Central comes in with 2 sacks. Number
Sam
20.
Stoner back in shotgun. Look for David Ward again. He's open.
Complete.
Got the catch.
Near sideline.
Make 2 guys miss.
And that's a first down catch.
Great job
for
number
David
1,
Ward.
David Ward.
Total pass is complete to number 1, David Ward.
David Ward was actually featured as one of our breakout stars of 2022-23 season. Sports Shooting Stars want to recognize the season that he's having so far. We call him the Yak King, yards after catch. Does a great job, and that was on display right there with that big-time catch from David Ward. And York High so far is doing a great job of just bringing the ball down the field and really knocking on that door.
Well, we mentioned pregame, which defense will stop the opposing offense the most. And right now, you see York High moving the ball downfield.
Jaheim White, one-on-one, and that's going to be tough.
Near the first down marker.
Anytime Florida, Jaheim White is in one-on-one coverage. Always going to be tough because he can catch the ball, make some moves, and he just has that power to even run you over if need be.
And one thing we've noticed, he's just not lining up in the backfield, dude. They're lining him up out as a receiver or a slot receiver and getting that one-on-one coverage. And you know if he can make a move past that corner, he can be off and running. Ball set up at the 17-yard line of Central. Just over 10 minutes to go here in the opening quarter. Central York 7, York High 0, but they're threatening right now. Moving left to right on your TV screen.
1st and 10 for York High.
The give to Jaheim
White. White makes one guy miss. And right there, he went head up.
He's going to earn his yards tonight against his Central defense, too.
Jaheim White went head up with one of his close friends, number 21, Najir DeWitt. Those guys are close friends. I see him posting on, Facebook and Instagram. They're always together.
2nd down.
Brings up a 2nd down and 6 for the Bearcats. Under 10 minutes to go. Various media types here, do you know it's
always
a big-time game feel when you have various print and electronic media here, and of course sports shooting stars as we bring the game to you this Friday. Thank you for tuning in.
Also check out our sponsors listed below. We have
a bevy of sponsors.
Bevy of sponsors. You'll see some commercials as well. Jaheim White gets the ball.
And some running room, dude.
He's
inside
still
the
on
5.
his feet.
Oh, brought down hard.
And York High is almost, it's almost impossible to stop York High once they get into the red zone like that. When they get the ball to Jaheim White, he just knows how to get the ball into the end zone. I would expect the ball to go to Jaheim White again, or even Montrez Jackson to kind of push it in.
Yeah, you get down there close to the goal line. I mean, they have a kind of a throwback, a fullback position. Number 30, Montrez Jackson, a senior. Pound the ball inside, but you have Jaheim White in the backfield there with Sam Stoner.
And that's where Sam Stoner is normally at, in that shotgun position, with Jaheim right behind him. There it is.
And they give
it's
to
very
Jaheim
hard
White.
to get. If he needs a 1-2 yards, he can get it. Didn't get it that time. Good job.
Central defenders all over.
From Central
Jaheim
York.
White. Bring up a 2nd down here, do.
Also want to remind the fans that York High doesn't kick any field goals. So, they're going to go for, it on 4th down. They're this far down the field, and they're also going to go, they're not going to kick any extra points. So
I want to mention also coming in, Jaheim White has 1,482 yards. He picked up 321 yards as a receiver.
Wow.
And let's not forget 3 interceptions on defense for Jaheim White. And he scored a total of 30 touchdowns, dude.
Good gracious. Good gracious.
Incredible stats for the D1 commit to West Virginia. But first things first right now, the Bearcats and some unfinished business maybe against Central tonight.
Keep an eye on number 1, David Ward.
In motion.
Jaheim gets the ball again, and he's deep. And I believe he's in.
He may have made it. They're waiting for
confirmation.
Side judge. And
there's no confirmation yet. It's going to be third down on the 1-yard line. And so far, Central York defense is somewhat holding up York High, doing a better job, making them earn their yardage going down the field. And you see some substitutions coming into the game.
And you figure if you're the defensive coordinator for Central, you got to stop number 4, or at least hope to contain number 4.
Danny Pham just came into the game, so they're going, defense going jumbo set. They kind of know that Jaheim White's probably going to take the ball up the gut, and they want to try to meet him at the line. Let's see what happens. And that's a fake.
Keeper by Stoner, and he can walk it in.
Great play call.
1-yard touchdown run.
Don't always see Stoner take the ball, but that was a great play call from Coach Stoner. And we're going to go ahead and do an instant replay of that particular play right there and watch the fake that Stoner does that allows him to get into the end zone.
Defense bid on it, thinking number 4, Jaheim White, was going to carry, and then Sam Stoner all alone and really could have walked that in, dude. An impressive first series for the York High Bearcats right now. Now, they, as you mentioned, they go for the 2-point conversion here, and keep an eye, typically their fullback, Montrez Jackson.
You see Stoner walks it in for the touchdown. Now they're back in for a 2-point conversion.
And maybe a direct
with
snap
Jaheim
here. It looks
White
like
with
Jaheim
the ball,
White
direct
with the
snap.
ball.
And he finds pay dirt.
2-point conversion try is good. Looking to score the York High Bearcats 8.
And your score, with 7:27 to go in the opening quarter, York High 8, Central 7. And an interesting opening series by both teams.
Hey, that was a great drive from York High's offense. Got David Ward involved, got Sam Stoner involved, and of course, Florida White, he got involved and ran for that 2-point conversion. And right now, York High has the lead at 8-7.
Be a good time to acknowledge our sponsors for tonight's broadcast.
Yes, we have Dean's Auto Plaza, York and Adams County area's biggest car and truck dealer, located at 6851 York Road, Hanover, PA. Check them out on their website under Dean's Auto Plaza. Also, Inch & Co Sports, S3 Performance Training. Bejo Insurance Agency, YAFFL. York Area Flag Football League, O'Donnell and Barr Law Group.
And another squib kick here,
Nigeria DeWitt picks it. He has some space.
Some room.
He has some
35,
space.
40.
He has some space.
Still on his feet.
Still on his
breaks
feet.
Tackle from Stoner. He's far side.
He's still going.
Out of
Wow.
bounds at about the 20-yard line. Nigeria DeWitt.
And we said coming into the game, Nigeria DeWitt for Central York is probably going to be that impact player that's going to make a difference.
He's making an impact for his team right now. A big kickoff return
Wow.
by Nigeria DeWitt.
That's great field position for Central York.
What a way to set up their second series here,
Sam Stoner had an opportunity to tackle Nigeria DeWitt, but Nigeria was in full acceleration when he had the ball in his hand. And that gives York High a very short field. Jaheim White out on the field now. And there's a direct handoff again to Juelz Golf, and he's met at the line.
And this time, the host of York High defenders are there.
Maybe about a
tackle Juelz
2-yard
Golf.
run. Also want to give a shout out to the Basketball Warehouse, Pro Sports Agency, Harmon's Pizza of Dallastown, Checkmate Entertainment, and Prolific Performance. All our sponsors here tonight. And you can see their information and their logo at the bottom of our screen.
And O'Donnell and Barr Law Group
Yes, sir.
as well. Sponsors for tonight's broadcast.
And we'll go into some detail about the sponsorships in a few. Golf still on his feet.
Golf takes a direct snap.
Interesting to see right now, some direct snap, almost like a wildcat formation of sorts, but a direct snap by the running back.
Well, you see some more
It's been
direct
effective
snaps.
running.
You see some more direct snaps because the starting quarterback is not playing tonight for undisclosed reasons. So, they had the junior Aiden Johnson into the game, and they want to gradually bring him into the game and get him involved and get him settled in a little bit. Juelz Golf is a big-time player. He can take those direct snaps and make something happen. And so far, Central York has been doing that. Another direct snap.
Another direct snap to Juelz Golf, looking for running room. Oh, hit, still on his feet, down near the 5-yard line, far
And York
side.
High is starting to key on that direct snap. Coming into the game, I'm pretty sure York High was aware that, there was going to be some more direct snaps in this particular game. So their defense is set up to stop that. But, Juelz Golf is just a different type of animal when he has the ball in his hand.
Well, you could see why he's a D1 prospect, clearly Old Dominion, Duke University, and Boston College. And as I mentioned earlier in a broadcast, that's just the start for Juelz Golf.
Absolutely.
As a junior.
Having a very fine junior campaign. Another direct snap, Juelz Golf, and he's in the end zone.
He's in, making
and that's
it look
another
easy
touchdown.
from a 5-yard touchdown run by Juelz Golf. That's his second.
Juelz Golf, he just gets to that second level, and it makes it look easy. And that's a touchdown for Juelz Golf. We're going to go ahead and go to an instant replay. Well, let's hold off on that instant replay because I believe that Central York may go for two.
Interesting play here, too.
Let's hold off on that instant replay because I believe Central York is going to go in, is going to try for a 2-point conversion. With Nigeria DeWitt back there taking the direct snap. He has some lead blockers, and he walks in.
Walking in for 2.
Literally could have walked in for that particular play. Almost as if York High wasn't ready on defense. Can't have that in the title game. You got to be ready at all times.
And your score, with 5:34 to go here in the opening quarter, Central York 15, York High 8. I am getting that sense that we may be seeing a high-scoring ball game here tonight.
A lot of fans predicted that this may be a high-scoring game because of the high octane offense from both ball clubs. And so far they're proving that to be right. It's already 3 touchdowns in the first quarter. And we still have 5 minutes to go. Also want to let the fans know during halftime, we're going to go ahead and go through our sponsors and get some more information about our sponsors, and also have an interview with Brandon Elby of the Basketball Warehouse, one of our sponsors here tonight.
Yeah, Central's averaging 42 points per game this season, and it's top 50 twice. York High's averaging 46 points per game, and it's top 50 points 4 times. Bit of a squib
that's a good
kick there.
squib kick. And he's going the opposite direction. Want to go up the field with it.
Hit hard.
York High lost a few yards on the initial catch.
York High comes in with a 6-game win streak, due. Central York on a 7-game win streak. And interesting for Central York, they've won their last 25 division games. Yes, interesting stat there. Central York been a rather dominant team here in YAIAA.
And that had a lot to do with that Central York team that went to the state championship, led by Bo Perbula, at Penn State right now.
And 2 players still remain from that state title run here. Danny Pham, the offensive lineman, and number 5, Parker Hines.
Haven't called Parker's name so far in this game.
We haven't. Parker comes into tonight's game with 35 receptions for 584 yards and 5 touchdowns. I'm sure we may be calling his name as this game progresses.
Now this is a longer field for York High. And they're looking to go deep.
Look at one-on-one coverage. Oh,
great job from Carter Vaughn. He's hyped
back
up.
there.
He's hyped up.
Oh, and he should be.
That's going to be a great matchup throughout the game. David Ward against Carter Vaughn. That's going to be a great matchup. Keep an eye on number 1, David Ward, and also number 4, Carter Vaughn.
Interesting matchup, Dew. Sam Stoner comes in with nearly 1,800 yards passing and 20 touchdown passes for the senior quarterback.
Yeah, Sam Stoner's putting on a great senior campaign. He's doing an amazing job controlling the game, being confident, not throwing too many interceptions at all, really being a game manager and also that elite quarterback that, York High needs, to go far in the playoffs. York High coming in with a 6-2 record. Sam Stoner back.
Incomplete.
Sorry, not 6-2. York High 7-2. 7-2. Oh, they were 6-2. Okay, all right. Yep, I got you.
They had a bye week. They
That's
couldn't pick up one game.
Yep.
We'll only play 9 games this season, York High.
Also, we'll give a big shout out to both fans from both ball clubs. York High fans are in. It's a packed house here tonight, and also Central York, their fans came out as well. These 2 schools are only probably about
5 miles apart.
5 miles apart.
They're 5 miles apart. Standing room only due here. I mean, and rightly so. I mean, it's a packed house. Overflow parking here at Smalls Athletic Field, and we thank you for tuning in tonight wherever you're watching, maybe from a local establishment downtown
maybe
York.
at the Gift Horse Brewing Company on the big screen here tonight, so big shout out to them. And also Ron Hauk, one of our sponsors, All In House and Pub, is also filming the game, and that's a screen.
And the Central defense snuffed that out. It'll bring up a 4th down now for the Bearcats.
And that screen was to number 10, James McBride. And
York High had a few touchdown catches himself this season. James McBride Jr.
James McBride's having
10,
a great senior year.
Now it brings up a 4th down and 6.
And York High is set up to punt it away. Back there is Carter Vaughn. He has great field position. As we said again, York High's special teams defense hasn't been that good so far in this game. Let's see what happens. And that's a short kick.
With a punt. It's going to take a Bearcat roll inside the 40-yard line.
Now it's time for York High's defense to step in, step up, and make some plays.
And conversely, if you're Central York, well, you go with what's been working, and that's Juelz Goff running the ball rather effectively. Direct snaps do offensively.
So far, Juelz Goff has taken every snap for Central York in this ball game. And like I said, he's one of those guys who's just a football player. You can put him on anywhere on the field. He can make a move and make a play.
football be set up at the 38-yard line of Central York, and both teams do here in good position for districts, which will begin next week. 6A action right now, currently coming into tonight's game. Central York, the #1 seed. York High 6.
Juelz Golf thinks about it, figures it out. You got to think, how many carries is Juelz Golf going to have this game? It's already the first quarter, and he's carried the ball quite often. And, you know, they're not putting too much pressure on Aiden Johnson, the junior, the backup quarterback. I also want to keep an eye on Johnny Walker, number 6.
Coming off a major injury.
Major injury.
And has bounced back this year to play for Central York.
The last couple of games, he's had an opportunity to get in and get his feet, you know, get his rhythm back a little bit. So keep an eye on number 6. He can do a lot of things out there with the ball in his hand. Juelz Golf still in Wildcat formation, and he's still on his feet.
And
he's stopped up by your guy.
Near that first down marker, do.
Golf on the carry.
This would make the late Woody Hayes very happy. 3 yards and a cloud of dust. How about it? Just pounding the ball offensively, running.
And Central coming in with, you know, having their backup quarterback for this particular game, you know, it kind of limits their offense somewhat. They can't throw the ball. You know, the starting quarterback, you know, he had over 1,000 yards throwing the ball this year. So it kind of limits them somewhat. Gives York High, you know, an opportunity kind of to stuff the box and, you know, follow Juelz Golf, you know, have a spy on him, as you would say. Juelz Golf off to the right, and he has blockers.
He's got room to run far side, do.
And that's an easy first down for Juelz Golf. Great
down.
field vision.
Golf.
And plenty of blockers in front of him as well, setting up the blocks.
And so far in this first quarter, it's been all Juelz Golf as far as the Central York offense.
Well, here, right now, Juelz Golf, 7 carries for 96 yards and 2 touchdowns. Incredible, dude.
He's really putting his team on his back, and he's the quarterback. He's the guy out there. You know, coming into this game, they thought Aiden Johnson was going to get, you know, a lot of time and things like that. But it's been all Juelz Golf, taking a direct snap and just being a workhorse.
And it's funny, in the bag of tricks from Central and Coach Janczek, you mentioned about stacking the box. Do we see Juelz Golf maybe throw one deep sometime? You know,
it may happen.
You keep biting on that.
It may happen.
Biting on the run, and just some food for thought for the viewers watching.
They have a wide receiver in Thad Shaw.
Well, and not only
Parker Hines.
Parker Hines.
Parker Hines loves to get the ball in a slant, so, you know, keep an eye on Parker Hines, number 5, all-county player.
Yes, and he's near side here to us, Parker Hines, number 5 for Central York.
There's another direct snap.
And you hear the pads popping on that play, dude.
Yeah, it's starting to go.
Press box.
Absolutely.
Golf carry.
It's going to be really interesting to see how many snaps that Juelz Golf takes and how many times he runs the ball. You know, they haven't. Central York hasn't thrown the ball yet, and they're still up 15-8.
You know, and threatening for more right now. And something to keep an eye on again, do their kicker, Central York, Matthew Parker, a sophomore, saw him out there kicking pre-game kicks, 30, 40-yard field goals. So just something to keep in mind for Central York. And a flag thrown on that play. May have been some movement there, or we're awaiting word.
I believe that's some movement against Central York. It's going to bring them back 5 yards. So
it is.
That was a 3rd and 1. Now it's going to be a 3rd and 6.
Yeah. Make it a bit more challenging for this offense. 3rd and 6 now with 2:15 to go. Here's Central York leading 15-8, opening quarter. And we thank you for tuning into Sports Shooting Stars tonight from Smalls Athletic Field. For, as I called it this week on social media, the game due right here at Smalls Field, a historic venue, a lot of history.
Central set up in the Wildcat. And he's still on his
feet. Dude, I thought they had him brought down.
Wow.
His vision, his speed.
His speed.
We
field vision. It's a little bit of everything.
Juelz Golf.
Well, you know Jaheim White, when he gets the ball on the offensive side, he's going to do his thing. But on the offensive side for Central York, Juelz Golf is always impressing people every game. He's gaining more fans and more admirers by the way he runs the ball. He has great field vision, and as you can see, you know, in one of the biggest games of his life right now, he's playing pretty much the quarterback position, and he's putting the team on his back.
Exactly. There it is, a high snap, but looking for running room. Goff, near side 20, 15, 10, out of bounds at about the 10-yard line. And
Golf carries.
it's been a rather effective workman-like approach here offensively for Central York,
Got to give a lot of credit to Central York's offensive line.
Yep.
They're putting out their key blocks and giving Juelz Goff an opportunity to just get that first down. You know, he's not looking for a big play, even though he already has a 65-yard run for the touchdown, the very first play of the game, but they're giving him enough room and opportunity to find his holes and to continue to pick up first downs.
Danny Pham's out there. You have Scott Monk, Elijah Inners. I mean, you got some beef there along the offensive line for Central York. And it looked like there may have been some movement there.
And you got to kind of expect that.
Scott Monk.
You got to kind of expect that from the Central York side, to be some, movement on the line. They had, the quarterback is out this particular game. He's been around for the last 9 games and 9 weeks pretty much. And, they have a new guy back there in Juelz Goff.
Well, Nazir still led this team to an 8-1 record coming
Yes, he
into
did.
tonight. And has done a wonderful job for this team after Bo Pribula
Yeah.
graduated and has moved on to Happy Valley.
And Nasir still, he will be around for the playoffs, not here for this particular game, but you might see some movement on the line because they have a new quarterback pretty much back there. They have to get into his cadence. And that's a reverse. That's a reverse. And that's the first time that Central York kind of changed it up a little bit, giving the ball to number 21. Najir DeWitt.
Mixing things up, we mentioned that earlier, where maybe we would see a pass downfield. Well, a little razzle-dazzle there by the offense of Central York. Brings up a second down, ball on the 9-yard line. We're just over a minute and a half to go here in the opening quarter. Central York up 15-8 over the Bearcats. But the Panthers right now are threatening for more,
Yeah, they're knocking on the door. They did a great job of driving all the way down the field, led by Juelz Goff, number 0. Another direct snap. And he's using his
running
legs.
room on the outside, and he may have made it in waiting word and he may have stepped just out of bounds there, but
Golf carries. Gets pushed out just short of the goal line. 3rd down and goal.
3rd down and goal. It looks like the ball just inside the 1-yard line, 1:16 to go. This Central York team, they get rather creative. How about it offensively?
They got to, and we talked about that coming into the game with Coach Janchik, having, different plays and just the game plan coming into the game, because without having your starting quarterback, you really have to change a lot of things around.
Direct snap to Goff, and he's tackled by a host of Bearcats.
Tackled by committee.
Yes.
And that brings the York High fans. That brings the York High fans on their feet. And Central York has the opportunity to kick the field goal here. They have a great kicker in Matthew Parker.
Matthew Parker, as I mentioned, pre-game seeing him warm up, kicking 30, 40-yard field goals off the tee.
And that will make this a 2-score lead if they go ahead and go for the 3-point the field goal. But it looks like they're going for the touchdown. 4th and 1.
They're going for it, much like the NFL and college. The analytics say you go for it.
Well, this is tough because who's getting the ball. You know who's getting the ball, Juelz Goff. So this is a tough. You got to lean on his blockers. He's up.
And he's in for the score.
Touchdown, Panthers.
And that's a big-time touchdown. Juelz Goff.
Juelz Goff right now,
Man.
with 32 seconds to go in the opening quarter.
We've been calling his name.
Clearly, it's early, but right now, player of the game candidate, Juelz Goff.
It has to be.
And it's still early. Want to emphasize that to the fans.
He's 98% of Central York's offense right now. So.
And Matthew Parker on for the point after attempt.
The sophomore Matthew Parker, number 99.
Started last year as a freshman for this team. Snap is
Kick
down,
is up.
Kick is up. And good.
And that's going to put Central York up 22. York High 8.
With 32 seconds to go here in the opening quarter,
and this is how Central York wanted to come out. You're on the road playing at Smallsville, which is very tough to win in here.
Yep.
And they're playing really good defense and making some plays on offense.
They have, and I tell you, it's just been surprising for me offensively seeing Central. For all the years, Bo Pribula made things happen for this offense, and tonight, well, it's number 0, Juelz Goff, making it happen.
And that just shows you what type of player he is. He's he dishes the ball around, and he's good at letting other guys make plays and do certain things. But when it's time for him to put the team on his back, Juelz Goff is that type of player.
And no passes, no receptions, 15 carries for 152 yards. Is that
15 carries for 153 yards.
Touchdowns. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Todd. Yeah, 15 carries for 153 yards, and Niger DeWitt has 1 carry for 6 yards, and that's pretty much Central York's offense.
It is.
Let's see if York High can get a nice return, and they do a short kick, which is smart.
Kick to James McBride Jr., and he
Don't want to
goes down at the 40. Decent field position for York High to start.
Do not want to kick the ball to Jaheim White, Florida, number 4.
Probably a good idea, too.
Great game plan.
Now, if you're going back real quick, too, if you're the defensive coordinator for York High, can you stop Juelz Goff? How do you do that? I mean, right now,
well,
by stacking the box, obviously.
Well, Todd, I said it earlier. You know, during halftime, the halftime adjustments. It's going to come down to coaching from both ball clubs. But halftime adjustments, you got to see what's been working, and you know what you need to work on. So you know, halftime adjustments going to really be you know, tell how this game is going to end.
Right now, the Bearcats with the ball.
Stoner.
Yard line. Stoner. It's going to be a quarterback
play.
keeper out near midfield.
Stoner on the keeper.
By Sam Stoner. Dayton Bagwell in on the tackle there of Sam Stoner. Bring up a 2nd down and 4. Maybe the final play of the opening quarter. And it looks to be with your score. After 1 quarter, Central York up 22-8 over the Bearcats.
And that is the end of the first quarter. We're going to go ahead and roll to a couple commercials. There's an event coming up with Monica from Checkmate Entertainment. You're going to see that commercial, as well as YAIAA and also Dean's Auto Plaza. And we'll be back in about 90 seconds.
You're invited to the Ladies Loving Life Music Fest on November 26th, featuring Grammy Award-winning artist Monica and an amazing lineup of regional hip-hop and R&B acts, hosted by Kevin T. This is an event to celebrate and recognize the amazing women in our lives. Doors open at 7 o'clock at the Lancaster Marriott, with the concert starting at 7:30. Don't miss the event of the year, the Ladies Loving Life Music Fest, featuring Monica, Saturday, November 26th.
Now York High moving right to left on the screen. Ward with the pitch. Runs near side, out of bounds near midfield. And it should be enough close to the 1st down.
Ward takes the pass from Stone. Pushed out. About the 50-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 1.
It will be a 3rd down and 1.
And that was an end around to David Ward.
Yeah.
That was a quick first quarter. Usually it's about 3 minutes go by, but that was a quick first quarter.
When you have a tendency to run the ball, you run the clock.
Yeah.
And that's what's happened in the first quarter.
Went to run a couple of advertisements, but I don't know if he had a chance to do that because that quarter came back so fast. But here is York High, 3rd and 1, and he 1 yard at the 49-yard line, 50-yard line. And they're trying to make Central York jump. Hard snap.
And a quarterback keeper. Stoner brought down, but it should be enough for the 1st down.
Stoner on the keeper.
Seeing the legs of Sam Stoner tonight, making some plays with his legs.
Yeah, don't always see Sam Stoner make plays with his legs, but this game so far, he's been doing what he needs to do, you know, to get the ball down the field. Great job from Sam Stoner, the senior quarterback for York High, the all-time leading passer for York High. So his name's going down, you know, in the history books.
Oh, and there's been just a whole host of star athletes that have played here at York High. The rich history here, along with Jaheim White being the all-time leading rusher.
Jaheim White's back in pass protection.
Stoner looking for
Stoner
someone
looking,
downfield.
doesn't see
Everyone's
anything.
covered. Oh, and swatted away there by number 3.
And there's a flag on the field, and I believe that may be a holding call.
Stoner's pass falls incomplete. There is a penalty flag on the play.
Ethan
Holding against the Bearcats.
Carlos holding against the Bearcats.
And that was a great defensive play from Ethan Carlos, number 3
Yes,
for
swatted
Central
that ball
York.
away.
penalty against York High. Haven't called number 9 Quentin Price name yet, or Montrez Jackson, number 30 for York High. 2 offensive weapons that the Bearcats have.
We mentioned earlier in a pregame show, York High looking to snap this 3-game win streak that Central has. The past 3 years, Central has won. And, of course, York High looking to snap it tonight.
And the last time York High won was back in 2018. We filmed that game with Danger Stewart. He had a monster game.
Incredible game.
Incredible game. Sam Stoner back, looking to pass.
Everyone covered downfield. Pass intended for number 1, David Ward. Covered by Carter Vaughn.
And there was a lot of fire coming off that ball from Sam Stoner, man. He whips it right in there. You got to be prepared and ready for his
deep
throws.
Threats, everyone was covered downfield, and sometimes fans at home cannot see that, and sometimes the fans are maybe, get rid of the ball, get rid of the ball. Well, everyone's covered downfield,
and it's hard to think that number 4, Jaheim White, can be covered, down the field. So I think, when they line him up at wide receiver, it's probably your best bet to throw the ball to Jaheim. He has shown he can get up and go get it.
He is.
And he's shown he's probably one of the fastest players.
Yeah. We know his speed,
absolutely
world-class speed.
World-class speed.
Yes.
So you want to go to Jaheim White when he's in that wide receiver position. Right now, 3rd and 22. It's a far field for York High.
Stoner looking, and just no one open downfield and brought down. It'll bring up a 4th down, and Central's defense is holding here, dude.
So far, and I'm surprised that, York High wide receivers are not getting open, or Sam's not seeing something down the field. He's rolling out to he's a left-hand thrower rolling out to his right. So that's always a little bit tough, to kind of set up, especially when it was a 3rd and 22. You want him maybe to roll out left or, just stay back in that shotgun position. But, right now, I believe Central York is playing some good defense, really slowing down that York High offense.
And we know York High's offense, they can score points in bunches, but right now being held just to 8 points right now,
and I
early in the second quarter.
It's 3rd and 19 now. That was 2nd and 22.
Okay.
They had a 3 on the scoreboard, but it was 2nd and 22. Now it is 3rd and 19. Still a long way to go. Let's see what happens.
Incomplete. Intended for Amarian Newsom, and now it will be 4th down.
Got to give a lot of credit to number 72, Danny Pham. He got right up in the middle and got right into the eyes and the view of Sam Stoner and made that ball almost uncatchable.
I had a chance to talk to head coach Gary Janczak pregame. His eyes lit up when he mentioned to me that Danny Pham was coming back to tonight's game, and really just a phenomenal offensive lineman, defensive lineman. Adds a lot of beef and muscle on that. Both lines do.
And again, with this kick here, hopefully Sam Stoner kicks it, pretty far. But Central's going to have good field position if Carter gets a chance to pick the ball up, and he does.
And he does. Looking for running room. 25. Flag down. Down near the 35.
That might be a block in the back. You see that quite often on special teams.
With 10:04 to go here in the second quarter, Central York 22, York High 8.
And for York High, they've been in situations like this before, down a couple touchdowns and still, weaning their way back into the game and kind of, willing their way into a victory. We saw that with the Carlisle game that we did, York High versus Carlisle. I think it was like 56-49 type of game. And I thought York High was out the game, and here they come roaring back and, win the game. So, you can never count out a team like York High.
Illegal block in the back there due by the Central Panthers. Will move the Panthers back to their own 15-yard line. A little longer field here to work with for Central York, but the way Juelz Goff's been playing.
It's interesting to watch Central York's offense without, the starting quarterback, with Juelz Goff taking direct snaps.
Yeah, and players are stacked in the box there, too. And now you could see.
There it is.
Maybe snuffing that out a little bit there. The York High Bearcats defense.
York High was all over that one.
Yes.
I'm not sure if that was Juelz Goff that picked up the ball, or if that was, I think that was Parker Hines. Yeah, I think Parker got the direct snap. Oh, it was Juelz. Okay, I got you.
A loss of 2 on the play, bring up a 2nd down for Central York.
Oh, okay, it was Parker Hines. That's
Parker Hines
another
getting
correction
in on the action.
Parker Hines with the ball now.
With up near the 20-yard line. mixing things up a little bit. Now Parker Hines getting some touches.
And as we said, York High is playing. I'm sorry, Central York has not thrown the ball yet this game. It's all been direct snaps.
And you just wonder with the way the offense they're running here, Duke, if we're going to see one in the first half, or for that matter, the whole game.
So York High CBs have not been tested at all throughout this game. Central York has been playing that ground and pound game, chewing up the clock and getting their first downs. 3rd and 2, and they're running to the outside again.
And he has the first down and more on his feet, near side, 40.
And that's a Johnny
Midfield.
Walker.
He could be, dude, he's going 30, 20.
No, that's Parker Hines. I'm
Hines.
sorry. Parker Hines
With a
60-yard run. And right now, York High looks a little defeated. Their soul looks a little defeated on the defensive side, and they can't play like that. They got to keep their head up. It's a 4-quarter game.
do a 77-yard touchdown run by Parker Hines, and right now the floodgates are opening right now against this York High Bearcat team, and the fans have been somewhat silenced here.
It got quiet out here.
Yes.
And York High is allowing big chunk yardage touchdowns, and you can't allow that. You know, you're a game away from going into the playoffs. You can't play that type of football.
Districts next week for both teams, and so important this game. Parker's point is up and good.
The extra point is good.
And your score with 8:34 to go here in the second quarter. Central York 29, York High 8. A bit surprising here, Dew?
I am somewhat surprised. I'd like to see what York High does on their next possession, before, I really give my assessment. But, I am somewhat surprised. It's been chunk yardage, plays from Central York, good field position on kickoffs. Juelz Golf was pretty much the only name we called in the first quarter. And, that play from Parker Hines, he ran pretty much 65 yards for another touchdown. And York High cannot allow that on their home field. There's something that has to switch up in the defense. We've seen York High in the past have allowed teams like a Dallastown or even a Carlisle, to get those big chunk yardage touchdowns. And, they have to switch something up on the defense, to kind of limit that and, and touch that up a little bit. Don't want to see this game get out of hand.
And an important stat right now, dude. Jaheim White for York High, 6 carries for 17 yards for Florida.
And they're not going to kick the ball to Florida at all, which is smart. And he drops the ball.
May have been a case of looking upfield and trying to run before securing the ball.
Absolutely. And York High has to keep the morale up. This is a 4-quarter game. They've been in this position before. Maybe not down by. No, they've been down by more than 3 touchdowns before, and they came back into the game. So, York High knows how to win these type of games.
Yeah.
They have to stay engaged. And when Central York gets the ball, look for some turnovers. Play really aggressive defense, but they can't allow, teams that have those big-time yardage, for touchdowns.
Yeah, and to use a boxing analogy, well, York High's been punched. Now we'll see what they can do.
Give the ball to Jaheim. That's what you should do.
And again, we mentioned it earlier, dude. He's going to earn his yards here tonight against this Central York defense.
Gain of 3.
A 3-yard pickup for Jaheim White.
And Jaheim White has the lone touchdown. No, he doesn't. Sam Stoner has a touchdown.
Sam Stoner, the 1-yard touchdown, right?
Jaheim ran in for the 2-point conversion.
And that's been your scoring for
That's
York
been your scoring
High
so
right
far.
now.
Great play call for that touchdown with Sam Stoner. Nice fake. Thought you was going to Jaheim and really ran the ball in. Great play.
Jaheim White
changes
looking for
direction.
running room. He changes at 30, out near the first down marker. Jaheim White.
And he's pushed out by number 8, Saxton Sukanik.
A sophomore.
A sophomore.
For Central York, who also plays basketball.
Also plays basketball.
It's hard to believe, dude, we're in week 10 basketball will be here before we know it.
Yeah, I can't wait for basketball.
And you would have to think on the Central side for the basketball team will probably be considered one of the preseason favorites in YAIAA.
Yeah, it's going to be tough.
They open up on the road at Reading against Coach Rick Perez's team. But we have a lot of football to go here.
Jaheim White with the ball.
35, stiff
Hard
arms,
stiff arm.
and brought down. You see Dominic Grove, number 10.
White on the carry.
Tried to give a stiff arm.
Dominic Grove got stiff arm, but he
But
wasn't
he
letting
held
go.
on.
He held on. And he had the opportunity to bring down Florida.
It's number 10,
Number
one of the leading
4.
tacklers for Central York. Number 10, Dominic Grove. Brings up a second down for York High. Ball on their own 41-yard line. Just over 7 minutes to go here in the second quarter.
Want to make a quick correction. It's not Gary Yonchik, it's Jerry Yonchik, coach for Central York. So there's our correction. We appreciate that. Somebody reached out to us and let us know. I believe that was his wife, so I really appreciate that. Coach Y. We just call him Coach Y. There it is. And that's a good pass. Amari Newsom.
By Amari Newsom.
The senior, number 12, the big target.
6'6", dude. Amari Newsom.
Also got to tell the fans, it was senior night here tonight at York High. A lot of the seniors were recognized, walked out with their family, mother and father, grandparents, you know, and brother and sister. So it was a really family-oriented, family-oriented
not
night.
just the football players, band members, along with the cheerleaders. We're all introduced, the seniors pre-game. A new set of downs for York High. Ball on the 48-yard line.
I want to give a big shout out to our guy, Tyler Stroney. He's not here tonight. He's on vacation, but I know he's watching from somewhere afar. Jaheim White with the ball.
To Jaheim White, looking for running room up the middle.
White on the carry.
Jaheim White.
Bagwell on the tackle. Gain of 6.
Dayton Bagwell in on the tackle of Jaheim White. Brings up a second down and 4. Ball on the 43-yard line of Central. Just under 6 minutes now here in the second quarter. Other action taking place tonight. We have Dallastown at Redline in the backyard brawl. And how about the Route 74 battle between Dover and West York tonight?
That's a rivalry in itself.
Yeah. And another big rivalry, Southwestern and Spring Grove are playing tonight. On the final week of YAIAA. The give to Jaheim White near side, 40, looking for running room.
Runs into his own guy.
Yeah.
And so far, we haven't really seen this quite often, but so far, Jaheim White has been somewhat contained in his first half. I know we still have about 5 minutes and 30 seconds to go, but Central York is doing a good job of at least containing Jaheim White. He's not exploding from big-time plays, but...
As you call them, those big chunk plays. He
absolutely
hasn't had those big chunk plays.
And it can happen at any time,
yes,
but so far... Central York is pretty much bottling up Jaheim White so far in the first half.
Right now he steps off to get a breather. Montrez Jackson in the backfield there with Sam Stoner.
How important
Two
is it,
receivers
Todd?
near side and far side for York High. Go ahead.
How important is it, Todd, for York High to come out with a score on this particular
They
drive
need it.
Going into halftime?
Yes, because they'll receive the ball in the second half.
Montrez Jackson.
And we've mentioned it before. You're not going to arm tackle Montrez Jackson.
The Craig Haywood,
yes, there you go.
Of York County.
Ironhead Hayward.
Ironhead Hayward of York County.
Former Pitt Panther, and yeah,
he's a big-time runner. And York High is moving the ball down the field quite nicely.
Yes.
On this drive.
It's important for them to
2nd and 1.
Punch it in here with just under 4.5 minutes to go here in the second quarter.
Got to remind the fans as well, York High will get the ball in the second half.
Yes. Some movement there along the, would appear to be maybe the right guard there.
Hey, good to see you, man.
For York High.
Offside against the Panthers.
Offside, a 5-yard penalty. With 4:19 to go.
I want to thank the fans for tuning in tonight and also our sponsors. You can see their information located at the bottom of our screen. I think we have about 11 sponsors here tonight. Big shout out. And the sponsors come from York County, Adams County, all through.
They came out strong for tonight's game. A big broadcast here between York High and Central. Pass complete to number 9 there, Quentin Price with his first reception due.
Stoner pass complete to number 9.
Your score, Central York 29, York High 8, but York High's threatening right now with just under 4 minutes to go.
Second down.
And I think York High is in no rush. They don't want to get the ball back to Central York. They're going to waste some time off the clock, keep running the ball, and hopefully punch it in before halftime. Great strategy.
And to give to Montrez Jackson, looking for running room.
I don't know if the fans can see, but there's some hard hitting going on out there.
Yeah, there
Guys
is.
are getting banged up, and they're putting their head down. It's like this is typical Friday night
football.
Friday night underneath
lights.
the lights football.
And Jaheim White checks back into the game.
And this is where he's most effective at. I mean, he's effective all over the field, but, you know, in that red zone is where he can really get, you know, that strength and that urge to get into the end zone. So I'd like to see Jaheim White in the game during these, when they had the ball within the 20-yard line.
York High spreads their offense out here,
And it's
ball
been a
on the
nerve-
11-yard line.
It's been a nice drive for York High so far. Really switching it up, and there's a slant route.
Oh, incomplete. Good coverage.
And that's broken up for number 4, Carter Vaughn.
Carter Vine. Ball intended for Marion Newson, all 6'6".
And check this out. Carter Vaughn, I think, is listed at 5'8", 5'9", and
Matched up on
Martin Newson at 6'6". That's a good 8 to 9 inches height advantage. But it's all about the heart, right? You know, when you're playing football, it's all about heart.
And he had good coverage on that play. We'll see now what's dialed up here for the Central defense. 3:03 to go.
And this is a really cool night too, Todd, because so many people that went to York High are now, you know, parents out at Central and vice versa. You know, a lot of these fans know each other, so it's really a good game. I think it's good for York County football. And there's a tip up.
Tip ball. And, ooh, very dangerous play there,
very
too.
dangerous.
Ball was intended for Jaheim White. The ball was tipped at the line of scrimmage. It'll bring up a 3rd down.
And that
Clearly 4-down territory for York High.
It is. And as we said again, York High does not kick field goals, so, you know, it's pretty much 4-down territories. Once they get within that 25, 30-yard range, they're going to go for it. Got to give a lot of credit to Central York's defensive line. They're doing a great job of blowing it up and getting some contact going towards Sam Stoner. Sam hasn't really found his groove as of yet. But right now, he's doing a great job of, you know, maintaining and bringing his team down the field, and they're looking to score in these next couple plays.
Jaheim White,
and just like that.
He's going to make it in
Touchdown.
easily from the 11-yard line. 11-yard touchdown for Jaheim White.
And that's how Jaheim White rolls. And let's go ahead and do a replay of that particular play real fast from Jaheim White.
He made it look easy, doing an 11-yard touchdown run for Jaheim White with 2:56 to go here in the second quarter.
We're going to go ahead and go to a quick replay of that run from Jaheim White. As you can see, right up the middle, doesn't take much in for the touchdown. And now we're back for the two-point conversion.
It looks like it'll be maybe a direct snap to Jaheim White.
And Sam Stoner in motion. And there's that direct snap. Easy, and he's in.
And his second two-point
Conversion try is good.
And so far this first half, it's been all Jaheim White and Juelz Goff, the 2 featured running backs for both ball clubs. And we kind of predicted that coming into the game that, you know, we're going to be those guys' names quite often.
And your score with 2:56 to go. Central York 29, York High 16. And New York High needed that drive to get some momentum maybe back on their side.
Yes, and it's incredibly important for York High to not allow Central York to get great field position on this kickoff and also stop them from getting into the end zone before halftime, because York High will get the ball back in the second half. So it's very important for York High to, you know, put up a wall and make sure Central York doesn't plug it in and get into the end zone.
Looking at some stats right now, Jaheim White now 12 carries, 57 yards, and 1 touchdown, along with 2 two-point conversions for Jaheim White. Sam Stoner 7 for 13 for 55 yards. As Sam Stoner gets ready to kick the ball off.
Kick to Niger DeWitt. Let's see how the
20-yard
defense
line.
goes. And he has an edge.
Looking for running room. He does
He
have
has
the
an
edge.
edge.
30, 35, 40. Out of bounds
And
near
as-
midfield, dude.
And as quite often that you see, there's a flag on the field.
There is a penalty flag on the play.
And I can see Coach Stoner, he's fired up. He's trying to get his defense to get fired up as well. they know they have to make a stop here. You know, they're back against the wall, and this particular drive could swing the momentum in York High's way, knowing they're getting the ball in the second half.
If you're York High, particularly their defense, they're looking for a 3 and out, maybe for them to get the ball back and maybe punch it in before halftime. Both teams have their full complement of timeouts, 3 timeouts each.
And if I'm not mistaken, Todd, I don't believe that Central York punted the ball yet in the first half. So they pretty much hit pay dirt on each possession so far in the first half. York High has to stop the bleeding a little bit with that, and come up with some big time stops.
A holding penalty against the Panthers, which will move the ball back inside the 30-yard line.
Illegal block in the back.
Illegal block in the back. That's, I believe, the second time we've heard that call
during kickoffs. And the key for York High is to play every down like it's the last down. You know, they did a great job of having, Central York down at the 20-yard line and the 35-yard line, then boom, they hit a long run for a touchdown. So chunk plays. So, York High has to take it one play at a time and really get stops. And I think that's very important to get a stop, because we know York High can score with, with a few seconds on the clock. They can score the ball. Let's see how their defense comes up. If there's any adjustments made.
And a direct snap.
And coming into the game, we spoke about Aiden Johnson, the junior quarterback. The junior quarterback being the starter for tonight. But we haven't called his name at all. I don't think he had any snaps so far given. Very
Aiden Johnson
interesting.
listed as a junior, 5'11", 170-pound quarterback for Central York. But it's been mostly, as you mentioned, Juelz Goff and Parker Hines in the backfield taking direct snaps.
Well, you know what they say, if it's not broke, don't fix it. It's working so far, so why go away from it? Just one game without your starting quarterback, and if this strategy is working, hey, grind it out.
Oh, and
great job from York High. They were prepared for that one.
Yes.
They were ready.
Brings up a 3rd down.
Central York has to do a better job with blocking, but York High was ready. They blew up that line, and they were sitting waiting for Juelz Goff to try to hit that edge.
Bring up a 3rd down and 7.
This is one of those games you don't want Juelz Goff to run out of gas, which I don't think will happen, because he's a high octane type of player, but he's getting a lot of direct snaps, and you're gonna consider. You got to almost consider that's going to happen again in the second half, as far as him taking a lot of direct snaps.
We saw earlier they did throw in Parker Hines for direct snaps.
And there's a lot on the line for Central York, and as well as for York High. But if Central York, with that #1 ranking in District 3, if they lose here tonight, they don't get that bye, and they have to travel. I believe they
could drop. I mean, right now coming into tonight's game, they're #1, and of course they want to maintain that by winning tonight. Timeout Central with 1:05 to go. Again, your score: Central York 29, York High 16. Interesting to see, because you have Cumberland Valley in the mix. You have potentially Hempfield in the mix. Wilson, we know this York High Bearcat team is #6, and Carlisle's at 8. Interesting, on the outside looking in, Dallastown's 9. They would need to win tonight against Red Lion, and Carlisle would have to lose to CD East for Dallastown to back in. But potentially 3 teams from YAIAA could be in the District 6A matchup. Coming off the timeout, here's Central York's offense back on the field. 1:05 to go, ball on the 30-yard line, 3rd down and 7. Trips formation near side for Central York. That's Niger DeWitt looking for running room. 35. Big hit and a flag thrown.
DeWitt on the carry.
DeWitt had enough for the 1st down, but there is a flag thrown. We're awaiting word here from the men in stripes here to see what the call.
Personal foul against the Bearcats.
A personal foul called against the Bearcats. That will be a 15-yard penalty. Targeting of the head, it looks like, as they're making motion after point of contact. And that will move the Central York Panthers into Bearcat territory. Ball looks like it'll be set up on the 46-yard line of the Bearcats as the clock continues to run. And looking to throw the ball to Parker Hines. Caught, 25, 20, down near the 15-yard line, and we caught it. We were waiting for that passing play. Parker Hines with a reception, a new set of downs. David Ward in on the tackle for York High. And a new set of downs for the Panthers, and here they are again. Central York knocking on the door for another potential score. This high-powered octane offense of Central York on the move. Direct snap to Juelz Goff, looking for running room right up the middle inside the 10-yard line, still on his feet.
Want to tell the fans we just had a little bit of technical difficulties. Our live feed snapped out for a second, but that was a halfback pass that was just done. Todd, you want to give a play-by-play what just happened?
I mean, and we mentioned it in reception by Parker Hines, and gets them down here again in scoring position. A timeout called, and of course Central York has one remaining with 21 seconds to go, but as I mentioned, they're knocking on the door again. Central York with their starting quarterback out. Yeah, we had a direct snap to Juelz Goff for a halfback pass to Parker Hines. And we mentioned it earlier. We were kind of waiting for that to happen, dude. Well, it happened.
Yep. We knew it was going to happen at some point in time as far as passing. And, you know, it came from the quarterback of the game tonight, which is Juelz Goff. Quarterback, running back, kick returner, a little bit of everything. I think he plays everything on the offensive end except defense, not on the defensive end.
Yeah, and you can see why he's a D1 talent here, too. Already 3 colleges, but I have a feeling maybe even after this game, that'll go up.
Yeah, I want to give a shout-out also to his brother, Noriega Goff, another 1,000-yard rusher for Central York back in 2016. So, you know, Juelz Goff is doing a great job of, you know, carrying the torch for his family. And he's doing a great job tonight of carrying Central York to a possible 3-touchdown lead.
I want to remind the fans, York High will receive the second half kickoff. Important right now, I think, for York High to stop them and hopefully maybe just have them make a field goal attempt.
York High has to stop them. That's a
There's
reverse.
Niger DeWitt with a carry looking to break it.
He has
Far
the
side
edge.
5. He's in, dude, for the score.
That's a big-time score. And let's go ahead. Niger DeWitt. Let's go ahead and go to a replay so you can watch that play develop. Great play call. Way to switch it up.
8-yard touchdown run by Niger DeWitt. And it seems like there's a few players now getting in on the scoring action here for the offense. Matthew Parker in for the extra point attempt.
And as you guys can see on the instant replay, Niger DeWitt with the touchdown. And we're back for the extra point. Kick by Matthew Parker.
Kick is up and good. And your score, with 17 seconds to go here in the second quarter, it's Central York 36, York High 16.
And York High, I believe Central York got the ball back with about 2 minutes and 26 seconds left. And it was up to York High defense to stop them. You know, don't allow them to get the score before halftime. You know, York High didn't do a good job of doing that. They went the whole length of the field, you know, switched it up with the play calling and, you know, got into the end zone. I was always a proponent of the halfback pass, reverses. I always love to see that. I think that keeps the defense guessing. I think that's, you know, top-notch coaching sometimes when you see, you know, they can use their players for different skill set and get different things out of it.
Coach Janchek has his team dialed in tonight. I mean, it's been a superb game plan so far, and clearly they've won the first half. We'll see if that carries over into the second half, too.
And as we said again, you know, a couple turnovers and York High's offense, you know, they can get right back into this game, but it has to be some second half adjustments.
Yes.
There has to be some second half adjustments. You know, that defense is really giving it up for York High right now.
Parker.
Another squib kick.
Another squib kick.
And the ball went to number 2, Armani Bones.
That's Armani Bones, yes.
The freshman. Also, the starting linebacker as a freshman, number 2, Armani Bones, made our freshman phenom list.
Sure to be a 4-year starter for the Bearcats, number 2, Armani Bones. Right now, 12 seconds remain. Bearcats offense coming back out. All 3 timeouts.
They do.
Not a lot of time.
12 seconds, though.
Yeah.
And we've seen Sam Stoner throw the ball 30, 40 yards down the field. We haven't seen it this game, but we know he has that capability of doing that. They need some chunk yardage, so expect to see a screenplay or something, going to David Ward.
Yeah, and Jaheim White set up near side here in the slot. Interesting to keep an eye on him along with James McBride Jr. near side.
Deep in shotgun, has time.
There's plenty of time.
And that's a
and picked off. Midfield, do.
And that's Carter Vaughn, if I'm not mistaken. And Carter Vaughn has been having a great defensive game so far in this particular half. He's been on fire. Carter Vaughn, number 4 for Central York. He's all over the place in that secondary.
And a big turnover there.
Not what
for
you
York,
wanted.
I know, not at all do.
Somewhat of a forced ball. Doesn't really uncharacteristic from Sam Stoner to see him throw that type of ball, but I know he's trying to make a play.
Yeah,
but you don't want to make a, you don't want to turn the ball over.
Yeah, trying to make
at any
something
time
happen, and of course 1.2 seconds to go here before halftime.
And I don't see Central, doing anything special besides that direct snap. They did a halfback pass already to Parker Hines. But, besides that and, the little misdirection they did earlier to Niger DeWitt, they've been pretty much, conservative with running the ball with the direct snaps, and, letting Juelz Goff, get his money and, control the offense on the Central York side.
And they're going to need it and go into halftime. Again, your score at halftime. Central York 36, York High 16.
And it's time for Coach Stoner to round up his troops, get them fired up for the second half. It's not over. Just the first half.
A 20-point lead right now for Central York, dude.
First half of the Division I title game down here at Smalls Athletic Field. We have a lot of sponsors here tonight.
We can go to some of the stats, dude. Why don't you go to
let's go some of the stats.
Some of the stats and
we have Niger DeWitt with a pass. He's 1 for 1.
37 yards. That was to Parker Hines, number 5, Parker Hines.
Parker Hines has 37 yards as well, 1 catch. Juelz Goff, 18 carries in the first half for 164 yards. Parker Hines, 3 carries for 84 yards. Had that big-time touchdown run for about 65 yards. Yes. Niger DeWitt, 3 rushes for 24 yards. And on the defensive side, you have Niger DeWitt with 2 tackles, 4 assisted. Kyle Groman with 2 tackles. Ethan Carlos, 2 tackles. Saxon Sukanik, 2 tackles. Dominic Grove with 2 tackles. Dayton Bagwell with 1 tackle. Carter Vaughn with 1 interception and also 1 assist.
Yeah, interesting, dude. Interesting stats here. And they'll be provided by your college student.
Yes, Zach's hooking us up here tonight with the stats. And we got some stats for your car as well. Todd, I believe that's on your phone there. As we see the
let's go for some York High stats here. Do Sam Stoner 7 for 14 for 55 yards and 1 interception. Jaheim White 12 carries for 57 yards and then 1 touchdown. And David Ward, the receiver, has 3 receptions for 25 yards. And we've arrived at halftime. Again, your score: Central York 36, York High 16, and it's been kind of everything we expected. How about it?
Yeah, it's been a shootout. It's been a lot of touchdowns in the first half. Like I said, they already have 50 points put up, between both ball clubs. It's been pretty interesting so far. As I said again, halftime really tells me a lot about, ball clubs and, what direction they're going in. So I'd like to see some adjustments. What Central York's going to do now. They're going to do that direct snap to Juelz Goff. They're going to do some misdirection. If you get caught slipping coming in too tight, they may even do a halfback pass.
Yeah, and smart move.
But, they're doing a great job of, keeping York High guessing. And I would like to see Florida get the ball more. I didn't see him get the ball quite often in the first half like we normally see him get the ball.
He's had his carries, but on the flip side, it's not been what we've expected from Jaheim White, 100, 200-yard night. Now, there's still a whole second half to go. But while we're at it, we want to remind the fans of other scores from around the league. Bermudian Springs in Littlestown tied up 7-7 at halftime. Red Lion with a 16-10 lead over Dallastown at halftime. DeLone Catholic all over Fairfield 28-0. And in that battle of Route 74, Dover 18, West York 7. Kennerdale 21, Susquehannock 20 at halftime. New Oxford all over Eastern 50-0 in the second quarter. And at halftime, Spring Grove with a 1-point lead over Southwestern, 14-13. York Catholic 7, Biglerville 0. And York Suburban all over Northeastern, 33-7. And want to give a special recognition to the retiring athletic director, Matt Marshall of York Suburban. He's stepping away from his AD position. Wish him the best, his future endeavors. No, he's been very kind to us in years past with broadcasting games at York Suburban.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And we want to tell the fans again, we're going to go ahead and have a halftime interview with, Brandon Elby of the Basketball Warehouse. We'll do that right after the marching band from Central York.
The visual design is by Jim Martinez. Ladies and gentlemen, sit back and enjoy as the Panther Marching Band presents Blue Shades. School Pacer Marching Band. Drill Tech, Section Techs, and Squad Techs are Natalie Billup, Ty Byron, and Halfback. Kendall Bunlow, Sharon Farley.
You're invited to the Ladies Loving Life Music Fest on November 26th, featuring Grammy Award-winning artist Monica and an amazing lineup of regional hip-hop and R&B acts, hosted by Kevin T. This is an event to celebrate and recognize the amazing women in our lives. Doors open at 7 o'clock at the Lancaster Marriott, with the concert starting at 7:30. Don't miss the event of the year, the Ladies Loving Life Music Fest, featuring Monica, Saturday, November 26th.
At Dean's Auto Plaza, we sell trucks as a team.
Life is a game of trucks, gentlemen, and the trucks people need are everywhere around us. When you add a free year of roadside assistance and a free 6-month, 7,500-mile powertrain warranty with your truck purchase,
It's gonna make a difference to that customer.
and when you look at that customer, you'll know they love trucks as much as you.
Now, what are you gonna do?
Now you know what you need to do. Dean's Auto Plaza. We are Hanover's truck giant.
We're back, sports fans. Todd Edwards. We've made our way back down from the broadcast booth down to the track. Dude Jones, take it away here as we're still wrapping up halftime with the score Central York 36, York High 16. But we have a special guest at halftime. Yeah, dude.
Out of York, what can we do to compete with every other county? And just having this training facility will hopefully give kids in our area the opportunity to be more competitive, and not just for those kids who want to be on that more elite level, but we have kids who are rec. We have a little ballers program and little kids playing as well. So just teaching the fundamentals and just want to help give everybody the opportunity to play basketball that wants to play.
And you're also a graduate of Central York, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So yeah, you have a lot of experience in basketball. So what are the future plans for the basketball warehouse? And tell people where it's located at so they can come check it out.
Definitely, thank you. So we're at 2292 Industrial Highway, right down from Sam's Club and Walmart in the East York area. The plans are just continuing to grow. Just continuing to grow as we're doing with our AAU program, just giving kids the opportunity to play basketball. At our basketball warehouse, we have 2 Dr. Dish machines. We have a laser dribble simulator, as well as the Normatech Recovery, which is endorsed by Ja Morant, Sue Bird, a couple future WNBA and NBA Hall of Famers. So definitely the full gamut is what we offer at the basketball warehouse.
Okay, and as far as online, how can people reach out to the basketball warehouse? We have your contact information at the lower third of our screen, but can you give them direct contact how to reach out to the basketball warehouse and show off that your jersey, your shirt as well?
The basketball warehouse, www.basketballwarehouse.us, and then we have a Facebook page, we have an Instagram page. We're constantly checking messages and corresponding with people that are interested in memberships or just guest passes. So we want to come in, get some shots up. Feel free to reach out. We'll make time and space for you.
Absolutely. I see you have your son here with you, and his mom's probably watching from home. So there's the camera right there. If you want to say hi to Mom, go ahead.
Yeah, my son and my nephews.
What's up? Hi, Mom.
And you're a Central alum. Any predictions for this second half, Brandon?
I think unfortunately the score says what it is. I was hoping for a good game. I always cheer for York High as well, but unless York High has a strong surge this half, looks like Central got it done.
But it's all about second half adjustments, and anything can happen in the second half. So this game is not over. It's 2 more quarters to go. We want you guys to check out the basketball warehouse located on Industrial Highway. The contact information at the lower third of our screen. This is Brandon Elby. Thanks for showing up here tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Yep, thank you.
Talk to you soon.
Basketball Warehouse.
Thank you.
Yep, take care. See you guys. There we go. We're going to make our way back up to the broadcast booth as we are seconds away from an exciting second half here.
Man, so far so good, man. I'll tell you what, Central looks amazing right now, but look, it's not over till it's over. I've been over here, man. It just takes a big play, man. They get the ball right now. York High got it. See what happens. Boom.
Okay, Marcellus, enjoy it. He'll be down on the sideline. We'll make our way back up to the broadcast booth, too.
Bearcats will receive to start the second half.
I want to thank Brandon Elby of the Basketball Warehouse for hooking us up with some information. They have the Dr. Dish there and everything else.
Bones on the return. Taken down
And York High
yard line.
start the second half with the ball. Ball on the 22-yard line.
Monty Bones with the return due. As we've returned to the broadcast booth here, York High's offense coming out. Ball set up on the 22-yard line to start the second half.
And York High has to look at this as a new ball game. Whole new half, 2 quarters to kind of get back into the game and play some York High complimentary football.
And they
James McBride.
James McBride Jr.
Slips a tackle. Still on his feet.
Turned a negative into a positive there for some positive yardage.
Made
too.
something out of nothing.
Yes.
And number 9 for Central York is down.
Picks up. Score on the play.
That's Kyle Groman.
Colin Groman is down right now.
Key part of that linebacking core for Central York as the training staff comes out to tend to him. And we'll have an injury timeout with 11:38 to go here. Just started the third quarter, due.
And while we have this injury timeout, we're going to go ahead and run a couple of our commercials that we have. Our producer, Cliff Kern, is remotely controlling our commercials. We'll go ahead and run a few, and we'll be back in about a minute and a half.
At Dean's Auto Plaza, we sell trucks as a team.
Life is a game of trucks, gentlemen, and the trucks people need are everywhere around us. When you add a free year of roadside assistance and a free 6-month, 7,500-mile powertrain warranty with your truck purchase,
It's gonna make a difference to that customer.
and when you look at that customer, you'll know they love trucks as much as you.
Now, what are you gonna do?
Now you know what you need to do. Dean's Auto Plaza. We are Hanover's truck giant.
You're invited to the Ladies Loving Life Music Fest on the
And York High set up. 2nd and 6 with the ball at the 26-yard line. First drive of this second half.
McBride in motion. And they give right up the middle to Jaheim White looking for running room.
Yes.
Past the 45-yard line, and that's that big-time run by Jaheim White.
And that's exactly
this York High offense needs to do.
Yeah, and that's exactly what York High fans and the ball club needs. They want to see the ball in Jaheim White's hands. This is his last home game at York High.
Yes.
He's a legend.
Yes.
He's a living legend right now for York High.
Yes.
They want to see a heavy dose of Jaheim White. They want to go out on their shield. So they want Jaheim White to be the guy that had the ball almost every possession.
Yes. Well, and Central York's defense limited him to 57 yards in the first half, and the ball given to Jaheim White, stiff arm.
Mean stiff arm. And that stiff arm, that's something you just can't teach, man. That's a quality skill that Jaheim White has in his bag.
Yeah.
He does it quite often, and it's a mean, aggressive stiff
as
arm.
Tyler Fry found out, but still trying to hold on there, but couldn't quite hold on enough there for another run by Jaheim White. Brings up a 2nd down and 4.
And just like that, YAIAA's doing a great job of moving the ball down the field.
In
that's
central territory now.
Exactly what you want to do, coming out of halftime on your first possession. Sam Stoner, Jaheim White, he's met at the line.
There to corral Jaheim White. Not much going there to bring up a 3rd down for this Bearcat offense.
Gets back to the line of scrimmage before he stops. By number 20, Tyler Fry.
And it would seem early, right now that this York High offense is content to kind of get Jaheim Florida White into the mix here a little more. As I mentioned, only 57 yards rushing in the first half with 1 touchdown.
You have to get Jaheim White, Florida, as many touches as you can, especially when you're down by this many touchdowns. I want to give a shout out to number 77, Ray Bell, on that tackle.
Yes.
Ray Bell listed at 280 pounds.
Oh,
Son of Ralph Bell, one of my neighbors. Sam Stoner rolls out.
Oh, it hit hard, dude.
Big time.
Wow.
Stoner is sacked on the play. A loss of 6.
73.
And that's a big time sack.
Scott Monk.
And also number 45, Dayton Bagwell, the 6-foot.
You felt that up here in the broadcast booth, dude.
Yeah, and it's kind of tough. When you're rolling out right and you're a left-handed, and you're a left-hander, a guy has to be open, or you have to go ahead and hit that edge and run it. And nothing was open, and Sam Stoner felt every bit of that play.
Brings up a 4th down. Sam back in punting formation.
4th and 10, but you got to watch it. You never know. It may be a sneak here.
Carter Vaughn back to receive the punt.
And he picks it up on the bounce.
30. Ball.
Wow.
The helmet flying off on that play, dude.
Number 6,
For a moment,
Joseph.
I thought the ball was flying. It was the helmet flying.
That was number 6, Jaheim Joseph, who was the hero last game with that big-time interception against Southwestern.
And now we'll see Central York's offense for the first time here in the second half with 8:55 to go. And, well, if it's not broke, don't fix it, right? I mean, and right now this
you would expect Juelz Goff to continue to take these direct snaps and make something happen. I mean, he's really showing the whole county and anybody that's watching that he's that capable player, and he has that star. That's
direct snap. Juelz Goff looking for running room.
Coming into this game this year, coming into this season, we had Juelz Goff as one of the guys that's going to have a breakout season. And around week 6, he made it on our power players. On number 3 on our power players for York County football players. So he jumped right on top of that list. And tonight he's still doing what he needs to do to keep his team in the lead.
A 20-point lead right now for Central York, 36-16, with just over 8 minutes to go here in the third quarter.
Also, again, want to shout out to both teams' fans. Both sides are packed. They really came out for this particular game. It's York County football title game, Division I title game.
All on the line tonight.
And there's some blocks.
Oh, and not going anywhere there on that play.
And that's Jaheim White.
White back in there on the tackle.
A.K.A. Florida, showing you what his strength can do. He really picked up Juelz Goff on that play.
He did. Playing the safety position for the Bearcats defense. He came into tonight's game with 3 interceptions on the defensive side.
And Jaheim White, he's one of those guys. He plays defense, he plays offense, he plays special teams. He's everywhere.
He is. We'll miss calling his name and number next season. How about it, dude?
I'm going to continue to follow him as he goes to West Virginia.
The next level.
University of West Virginia is going to get themselves a gem in Jaheim White.
Quite a treat, no doubt.
And again, Central's out there without a quarterback. They haven't had their quarterback in a game throughout the whole game. All direct snaps to Juelz Goff, and that's a funny snap.
And he's just going to have to fall on it. And plays like that, dude, can maybe change the complexion of this game and momentum.
And right there, Central was rolling, but now they're hurting themselves. with that bad snap. And you may have that happen without having your starting quarterback in the game. So, you know, we expect a couple little trip ups, you know, from Central York between snap and center. I mean, the center and the quarterback.
Or, yeah, in this case, the running back, direct snap that brings up a 4th down and long.
But that really worked out in the York High's favor, and they're going to get the ball with great field position. Number 1, David Ward is back there at the 50-yard line.
Midfield.
Expecting the kick. And there's a lot of white jerseys running down.
And York High going to start with decent field position.
Great field position.
Yeah, the ball will be set up on their own 47-yard line with 6:19 to go. Central York 36, York High 16.
While you have a minute, Todd, let's go ahead and give a shout out to some of our sponsors here tonight. Of course, we have Dean's Auto Plaza, Inch & Co Sports, S3 Performance Training, Pro Level Sports Agency, Parmer's Pizza of Dallastown, Checkmate Entertainment, Prolific Performance, as well as O'Donnell and Barr Law Group.
Clean pass out to Jaheim White with running room near side, out of bounds.
Stolen pass is complete to number 4, Jaheim White.
Also can't forget YAIAA, York Adult Flag Football League, as well as the Basketball Warehouse. Just had an interview with Brandon Elby, CEO of ARC, and also former Central York graduate and player.
Scores from around the league, Dallastown and Red Lion all tied up 16-16 in the 3rd quarter. Dover 18, West York 7. Back to action here, Montrez Jackson right up the middle.
And also,
should be enough for the 1st down for York High.
And also,
the chains.
York Medicare Solutions by Becky Rill. You can see her contact information, her logo at the bottom of our screen as well. Also, the mother of Ben Rill for Central York. Basketball player listed at 6'9".
Imagine him teamed up with Gittinger. How about it?
Oh man, it's going to be they're going to be the Twin Towers of the county.
No doubt. York Suburban all over Northeastern, 40-14 in the 3rd quarter.
See Montrez Jackson back there, number 30 for York High. Sam Stoner with a quick throw. To Quentin Price, his first touch of the night, and that was a nice dagger.
Pass is complete to number 9, Quentin Price.
To number 9, Quentin Price, who also made our breakout star list this year for York High.
A 12-yard pickup for Quentin Price. And York High now, their offense moving with just under 6 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Down by 20, but York High threatening here.
Yeah, Sam Stoner stays in the pocket like he's been, and, you know, delivering quick throws. I think York High will be okay. When he rolls out right, he has a little bit, he struggles a little bit. But as long as he stays in the pocket, he'll be fine. Montrez Jackson.
Right up the middle, keeping his legs churning.
We're just going to call him Montrez Ironhead Jackson. That just has to be his name.
Nickname now.
Yeah, that's his name, Ironhead.
Gain of 12 on the play.
A 12-yard pickup and a new set of downs for York High.
Also want to give a big shout out to Sherry Washington. She does a lot of our flyers, and she does a lot for York High. She owns SRW Consulting, where she works with the kids to help them get their grades up, you know, SAT scores better. She gets a lot of these York High student athletes into college. So she's been doing it for a lot of years. Sister of Rodney Washington, the late Rodney Washington, the late great Rodney Washington. So big shout out to Sherry Washington for all she does. David Ward with the ball.
And wrapped up.
And that's a quick tackle for number 4.
And Carter Vaughn there.
Carter Vaughn. Definitely Carter's going to be one of our players to watch next year. He's going to be on our list, I believe, for next year. He's been having a really good junior campaign, and he should come on really strong for the senior year.
Under 4.5 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter.
Also want to give a big shout out to our videographer, Belinda Morales. She's on the camera. She's been on the camera throughout the whole season. For the last 7 seasons, she's been our camera person. Really appreciate everything she does for the program and for the students, teams, and the coaches. Montrez Jackson, and he's still going. And York High is doing a great job of running the ball and getting the ball down the field, but you don't want to chew up too much of the clock with being down by 20 points.
That's pivotal. A 2-yard
Like to see York High in a more like to see York High in a more of a hurry-up offense. Right now you have Central York reeling back a little bit, and it looks like York High is like down up some good plays, but I think they're taking a lot of time off the clock to get these plays done.
Great point. Clock continues to tick here with just over 3.5 minutes to go, and you're almost in a hurry-up mode if you're York High down by 20.
And as we said before, York High doesn't kick field goals, so, you know, they're going for it.
On 4-down territory for them.
Got Jaheim White out there.
Near
covered
side
by
receiver,
number 21, Niger DeWitt. I said again, these guys are friends. You can see them posted up, making pictures of each other right there.
And caught.
Absolutely.
For the touchdown.
And you got to know, when the ball is within the red zone, they're going to go to Jaheim White probably about 9 out of 10 times. I like to see Niger DeWitt play a little bit closer because you know he's going to do that slant route.
And a 10-yard touchdown reception for Jaheim White to go along with that 11-yard touchdown.
And that was a bullet from Sam Stoner. That was a great pass.
And pulls York High closer here, as York High will come out for the 2-point conversion with 3:12 to go.
And we expected this to be a high-scoring game, and so far it's been that. Expect the ball to go back to Jaheim White. He's guarded now very closely by Niger DeWitt. Niger DeWitt was playing off him a little bit.
Flag throw.
Last play.
Looks like offsides against Central.
And that's against number 21. York High's making some crucial subs right now, bringing in some linemen. York High also has a freshman on the line, Carmelo McKenzie. Now they have Jaheim White in the backfield, and expect him to get the ball right up the gut. He's going to take a direct snap, quite possibly. There it is. And it's hard to stop him. Hard to stop him.
In for the 2-point. Two 2-point conversions for Jaheim White as well tonight.
Got to give a lot of credit to York High. Central York had that bad snap, which they recovered, but York High got the ball back and made some points off of that bad snap. So that's a great job from York High. You know, getting some points on the board, you know, because looks like Central York was on their way working the ball down the field until that bad snap happened.
York High getting set to kick the ball off. Sam Stoner.
We got some highlights from the game I'm going to be posting on my page, Dude Jones page, and also Sports Shooting Stars. Our guy, Marcellus Gottwald, is going to get some great footage down there on the field.
Working the sidelines, yes.
He has the tunnel when they first came out. He has a lot of good exclusive footage. And that's a nice kick. Takes a York High.
And that's
goes to Parker Hines.
Looking for running room out near the 20-yard line.
And York High's alive. They're in the game.
Yeah,
and
the crowd's into the game now. You can hear
it.
Some of the energy levels up.
Another strong stop from York High, and this is anybody's ball game. All the fans are dressed warm here tonight watching the game.
A little chilly, you know. They said they was going to get down to the high 30s by later tonight. So it's football weather, too, but it's dry.
It is football weather for sure.
Trips formation, far side for Central York. The direct snap.
Big time hits.
Yes.
Against Niger DeWitt.
Niger DeWitt with the carry.
Also, I'm going to give a quick shout out to Jennifer Heasley. She's a retired York City teacher, and she's hosting York's Greatest Tailgate tomorrow at the York Revolution Stadium. You can check that out. There's something online as well. She wanted me to give her a shout out throughout the game. Tomorrow at the York Revolution Stadium.
Not too far from here, a long throw away
No.
from Smalls Athletic Field.
We actually can see it from here. York's greatest tailgate tomorrow at the York Revolution Stadium. Check them out. Everybody that's watching, if you need something to do on a Saturday.
As if the Ohio State and Penn State game's not enough tomorrow, right? Niger DeWitt with a carry, looking for running room out near the 30-yard line. Want to say hi to maybe who's possibly watching Bo Pribula, probably as he's getting set tomorrow as the Penn State Nittany Lions play host to the Ohio State tomorrow,
It's going to be a great game.
Big
Is that
game.
at Happy Valley?
That's at Happy Valley. It's a stripe out, and we'll see what Penn State can do after a big win last week against Minnesota. Third down and 1 now for Central York.
And you wonder who the ball's going to this one, Niger or Juelz? Another bad snap.
And they just have to fall on it, dude. 2 bad snaps here, which talk about momentum swings.
I'm telling you, man, the first quarter, everything was going in Central York's way. The snaps were good. Central York came out on fire, but again, not having your starting quarterback out there, you may have some little bit of difficulties, miscommunication, and right there we see twice on third down there was some miscommunication on the Central York side. It's going to give York High the ball back, and they can make this a one-score game.
Exactly. Interesting. And for Central, you know, a couple first downs, take some time off the clock, and I think pressure coming, but got the punt off.
That's a beautiful punt.
It's going to take a Bearcat bounce.
Yeah, it took a Bearcats bounce, but that was a beautiful punt. Very close to being blocked.
Yes. 45 seconds to go here in the third quarter, and you can hear the energy level of the York High faithful here at Smalls Athletic Field.
Also want to give a big shout out to Ron Houck. They're playing this game tonight at the Altland House, at the Highlands Taps and Tables, and at the Wyndham. So really appreciate them showcasing this game at all their locations. You'll see them as being one of our sponsors during the basketball season. Their son, Tommy Houck,
I believe, yes, plays for
Division I.
Yes. It's a D1 offer, I believe, to Florida, I believe, if I
Yeah,
saw
I believe
that
it is
correctly.
Florida. And they have a younger brother, Tanner Houck, so he'll be coming up through the ranks. Also check out Gift Horse Brewing Company that's showing this game here tonight.
Stoner
It's
looking
going
to throw
deep.
deep, dude.
And
Niger DeWitt.
Yeah.
Held Jaheim.
And you know what? And I said before, Niger DeWitt and Florida are friends, you know, so it's a little bit chippy. It's getting a little chippy out there. But Niger, you know, he needs to buckle down and stay focused and stay disciplined. You know, he's your homeboy, but, you know, he's on the opposite team right now, so you got to play some better defense because, you know, they're going back and forth right now. You can see it if you're watching.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
And I believe Niger was thinking, without that pass interference, then maybe Jaheim White may have been open for an easy touchdown.
Easy touchdown. He figures, hey, we'll save that touchdown by the penalty there. But
anytime you see Sam Stoner go deep, you know it's something good that's going to happen because he can't get the ball down there. So him and Jaheim have the best connection on the team offensively. So, you know, Niger couldn't do much with that play in particular. Even right now, you know.
Jaheim set up in the slot.
Yeah, he's set up in the slot. He has room. He gets a quick throw. He's going to make some yards.
Pitch
there
out
it is.
to Jaheim White, looking to make a move, and he does. Down near the 35-yard line.
And right now, Niger DeWitt, as I said again, he could be the X factor. He has to match that energy that, you know, York High's bringing right now.
6-yard pickup for Jaheim White.
And sometimes you say that, Todd, it's a tale of two halves. You know, in the first half, it was all Central York. In the second half, you kind of feel that momentum starting to go towards York High. If they can get some quick scores, this can be a very close game. And, you know, this score here is going to be a one-touchdown game.
And right now we're coming to the end of the third quarter with your score. Central York 36, York High 24. And interesting to see, no points scored by the Central York offense in the third quarter. Don't go anywhere, sports fans. It's going to be an interesting fourth quarter.
And we're going to roll.
The Bearcats rally do? That's the question.
Absolutely. We're going to roll to a quick commercial. from Checkmate Entertainment, Monica.
You're invited to the Ladies Loving Life Music Fest on November 26th, featuring Grammy Award-winning artist Monica and an amazing lineup of regional hip-hop and R&B acts, hosted by Kevin T. This is an event to celebrate and recognize the amazing women in our lives. Doors open at 7 o'clock at the Lancaster Marriott, with the concert starting at 7:30. Don't miss the event of the year, the Ladies Loving Life Music Fest, featuring Monica, Saturday, November 26th.
Some stats here as we head into the fourth quarter. Sam Stoner, 12 for 19 for 97 yards and 1 touchdown. Jaheim White, 15 carries for 83 yards and 1 touchdown as far as a rushing touchdown. And Jaheim White, 4 receptions for 35 yards with 1 receiving touchdown. We're back to action here. Sam Stoner to start the fourth quarter.
Back to action. Sam
Sam
Stoner
gets
rolls
flushed out
out.
of the pocket. He's going to keep the ball.
And that may be enough for a first down.
Or the keeper. Scrambles for about 6 yards.
A 6-yard pickup, enough for the first down, do.
Bearcat first down.
We have about 600 people watching on the live chat. Oh, I'm sorry, on the live stream. So big shout out to everybody that's watching together, watching this Division I title
And probably
game.
a couple thousand fans here at Smalls
Yeah,
Athletic
absolutely.
Field. A packed house, as expected. For
Central York has
and
to
York
buckle
High.
down.
They give-
Montrez Jackson with the ball.
Big carry right up the middle. You know where he's going, dude, right down the middle.
Ironhead
Right up the middle,
Jackson
yep, pounds the ball.
making something happen.
Yeah, 6-yard pickup for Montrez Jackson.
And York High really picked it up in the second half.
Yes.
Like I said, you know, Central York was rolling in the first half, and you thought it was going to be a breakaway type of game for Central York. But again, they're coming in a little short without having the full roster as far as the starting quarterback. So, you know, in the second half, York High start to, you know, turn things around. And those 2 bad snaps on third down really hurt Central York. But
That
York
was
High's doing a
pivotal.
great job of making something happen when it's their time.
But plenty of time to go here. Just over 11 minutes to go. We just started the fourth quarter. Trips formation near side for York High.
Quick throw.
Quick pass to Jaheim White. Caught. And another one of his stiff arms down inside the 15-yard line.
And Jaheim White, man, that stiff arm. I mean, I know it's,
Yeah.
I know it's on the scouting report, but you know, it's something else when you face him inside
you see it.
on the field, man.
No
It's
doubt.
almost like a punch in the mouth, to be honest with you. He's just strong.
All the way down to the 12-yard line. First and 10 Bearcats.
First and 10. Ball set up at the 12-yard line of Central York.
As he was telling fans, this is Jaheim White's last home game in front of York High and all the fans. He's been a starter since the freshman year, and it's been a privilege and a treat to watch him play football.
In motion, Jaheim White.
in motion. He's open.
Oh, and just pass falls short.
Jaheim was
White.
open at
He was.
first.
But under some pressure, he
Under
had
some
to kinda
pressure.
unload the ball rather quickly, Stoner.
If
Bring
that
up a
ball
second
would have
down
got to
10.
Jaheim, that more or less probably could have been a score.
Stop clocks with 10:39 to go.
I think the York High fans are getting what they wanted in the second half. They're getting a heavy dose of Jaheim White, and that's what we want to see in the first half. And now you're seeing that
And you're
more in the
seeing it
second
not
half.
just with running, but receptions.
And we'll get the stats for Jaheim White here momentarily. 2nd and 10, ball at the 12-yard line.
Give to
Montrez.
Montrez Jackson.
He sees something.
Jackson on the carry.
And there goes York High knocking on the door.
They are right.
Bagwell was tackled.
Dayton Bagwell with the tackle on Jaheim White.
3rd and 2.
A third
Fairly-
down and 2, do.
York
Ball
High's-
set at the 5-yard line of Central.
York High is 5 yards away from making this a one-score game in the title game against Central York. This is the type of football you like to see.
No doubt about it, dude. And you kind of just sense some momentum swing here, and you see York High clawing their way back into this game. Looks like possible direct snap to Jaheim White now, as he keeps the ball. Stop short, but enough, I believe, for the first down.
Enough for the first down. And you like to see York High get right back to the line, because Central Yorkers may try to hold the ball and chew up the clock a lot.
Yes.
You like to see York High get right back to the line and see if they can get a quick score.
Yeah, we're under 10 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter.
It looks like Jaheim White's going to take a direct snap. And there it is.
Oh, big time hit near the goal line,
wow.
But a touchdown nonetheless, a 1 yard carry.
That was a big time hit. Great touchdown from Jaheim White, number 4, the legend from York High. Let's go ahead, do a quick instant replay if we can.
And he
that
took
quick
a hit.
score
He
from
took a
Jaheim
hit
White.
near the goal line there, dude. On that replay.
Well, we're back to action. We're back to action right now. And York High is going to go for a 2-point conversion, of course. They're wasting no time. They have a big blocker back there, number 71.
71. It's Jalen Walker.
Wow.
And in for the 2 points.
And just like that, it's a 4-point game.
Point game. Central York 36, York High 32 with 9:34 to go. And with that score, that's gotten the fan base of York High on their feet.
Oh, man, they're excited. And it's all about Jaheim White. Second half, you just kept feeding him the ball, and that's what you need to do. He was very quiet in the first half. Well, I think around 55 yards in the first half. And this second half, man, he exploded for a lot more yardage. We'll have those yardage. And
we'll get you that due here momentarily.
Stat ticker real fast.
Just incredible turn of events here right now. York High with all the momentum. Dude, here we go. Jaheim White's 17 carries for 88 yards and 2 touchdowns, and also 5 receptions for Jaheim White for 49 yards and 1 touchdown. And let's not forget those 2-point conversion scores as well for Jaheim White. Very important now for Central to kind of regroup and maybe get something started offensively, because here in the second half, they haven't had much going offensively.
And that's another squib kick.
Kick to the up man, and wisely takes the ball down near the 35-yard line.
Kickoff is taken by number.
And this possession here is so crucial for Central York.
Decent field position
up
for
by
Central
20
York.
points at halftime, and it's only a 4-point lead now. Those 2 third-down snaps that Central York had in the second half really hurt them.
It slowed them down a little bit offensively. We'll see what they can do now with Coach Janchek and this offense.
But to York High's credit, they did a great job of scoring points.
Yes.
When the ball was kicked to them. They had some long drives, and they did what they had to do. Giving the ball to Jaheim, and Sam Stoner has been on point so far in the second half.
Central right now needs to regroup, maybe get a series or 2, get a couple first downs, take some time off the clock.
Stop them at the line. And again, Central York has only thrown the ball 1 time this whole game. So that has really been a factor in making them somewhat one-dimensional.
Yes, exactly.
As far as you know they're going to run the ball. And Juelz Golf already has 20 rushes so far in this game.
1 yard
18 rushes in the first half. We have Juelz Golf with 21 rushes for 167 yards.
Closing in on 200 yards potentially offensively, but he's going to have to earn them here in the fourth quarter against.
And it looks like York High's blitzing. They're bringing the whole house
right now. Looking to break outside, get some positive yardage there on that carry for Goff.
And York High can bring the whole house because they're daring Central York to throw the ball. They know at this point in time they're not going to throw the ball. They did 1 throw on the halfback pass.
3rd down and 6.
They're bringing up a 3rd down and 6 now for Central York. Clock continues to run with just over 8 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter.
There's a backup quarterback by the name of Aiden Johnson for Central York. I don't think he's been in the game too often, but he is their backup quarterback. This 3rd and 6 is a very crucial down. It's what the kids call money down.
You need to get the ball to the 45-yard line for a first down. And gets it and more. just out near midfield, and a big first down there, Dew. With each first down, you kind of start taking 2 to 3 minutes off each drive.
Yes.
And that's very important for this Central Panther offense.
And York High has been doing a great job so far in the second half of really stopping the run, making some plays when they needed to. Central York kind of shot themselves in the foot with some bad snaps as well. But York High has really stepped it up in the second half. They're playing that complementary football that, we talked about last week that they needed to have. And you need to have that, going into week 10. And, playoffs are just a week away.
It's hard to believe district action gets underway next week. I'm sure both of these teams will be involved. It's just where and when for both of these teams.
Juelz Golf with another direct snap. Finds
right
a hole.
up the middle into Bearcat territory here now.
And Coach Yanta, he has a lot of confidence in Juelz Golf, and his offensive line. But, just to ask your running back, to take every snap and be the quarterback for, one of the biggest games of his career so far is a lot to ask. And so far, Juelz Golf has been doing a great job of managing the game, getting the first downs and big plays. As we said, if you watch this game over again, he scored on the very first play of the game, a 67-yard run. And it was
Big
just
run.
a shell shock, to this crowd. They really was quiet afterwards. And, but York High did a great job of, knowing it's a 4-quarter game, buckling down and really limiting what Juelz has been doing, even though he's closing in on 200 yards. Central York in the jumbo set.
And running right up the middle, do first down and more yardage for Central York.
Man, these guys need some major treatment after the game. You got to think they're sore, muscles are banged up.
Maybe an ice bath potentially for some
So
of these
much
players
going on,
post-game.
man.
Right now, operating on pure adrenaline for a lot of these players. And
Hey, Ty, to be young again, right?
Yeah.
I see some guys out there taking some hits, and my side starts hurting.
well, like earlier in this game when Sam Stoner took that sack, felt it up here in the broadcast booth.
Yeah, that was a big-time hit.
Yeah, just over 6 minutes to go here as the clock continues to tick.
And with a 4-point game, Central York is close enough for the field goal. They're going to go for the field goal, I think, but that doesn't always work for York High because they go for that 2-point conversion. So, York High to get 8 on the board while Central will be up only by 7. So, that, York High has an opportunity to walk out of here with a 1-point victory.
A timeout called, interesting, by York High right now, their first of 3 with 5:50 to go. Central York up by 4, 36-32, and this drive's been rather effective for Central York right now. They're moving the ball and taking some time off the clock.
I think that was a great timeout from Coach Stoner. Gives his defense an opportunity to get some rest. Also stops the clock. And what about that scenario, Todd? With Central being up by 4 points, they don't get the touchdown. They go for it on fourth. I'm sorry, they go for 3 on the fourth down. They get up by 7 points, and York High, if they score, they're going to go for a 2-point conversion. They could walk out it, not walk out. They could win this Division I title game by a point.
Oh, what a thriller!
That'd be crazy.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah, but right now,
it's an option. It can happen.
It is an option. It will be a 2nd down and 6 coming off the timeout for Central York. Ball on the 36-yard line. As I mentioned, Matthew Parker earlier, the kicker for Central, he was kicking field goals off the tee between 30 to 40 yards.
Second and 6 with the ball at the 36-yard line. Right up the middle.
And that's enough for the first down for Central York.
And as you said again,
and a new
Todd,
set of downs due. And you
that's
going to
burn.
Now,
as you said, that's
it typically burns 2 to 3 minutes
at
least, unless York High wants to use another timeout. But right now.
And I don't expect Central York to throw the ball at all. They want to kind of burn as much clock as they can, and they'll walk out of here with a 4-point victory and just regroup next week. It's all about winning the game.
And it's been effective on this series for Central York.
And it's all coming down to this series right here. Juelz Golf, 24 rushes so far in this game, closing in on 200 yards.
A direct snack right back to Goff with another carry as he inches his way closer to 200 yards rushing to a 5-yard pickup.
And speaking of running backs, I'd like to give another shout out to York County School of Technology running back Anthony Torres. He's one of the guys that made our list as far as breakout players. actually number 1 on our list of breakout players, led the league, I believe, in rushing this year.
Overall, yes.
So if he's watching the game tonight, big shout out to Anthony Torres, doing a great job at York County School of Technology. I believe this season, this is their last, well, I think they play tomorrow. Yeah, I'm not mistaken. I think they play tomorrow.
They play Saturday. Yeah, I would have to check the schedule for York School of Technology.
But he is a shining star out there at York County School of Technology. Big shout out to Anthony Torres. And Juelz Golf with another carry. That's going to bring up a third.
With just over 4 minutes to go, a 2-yard pickup for Juelz Golf. And interesting, as you made mention, do you bring the field, is it 4 down territory? Do you bring your kicker out, Matthew Parker, for a potential field goal?
Or
you're up by 4 right now.
Or do you go for it and give them the ball at the 15-yard line and just let your defense pretty much win the game for you? So it's a couple scenarios.
It's a chess match.
It's a chess match.
Yes,
it's a couple scenarios that can happen here.
Yes,
but right now, York High has to get hyped, has to get loud. You know the ball is going to Juelz Golf. They have to stop him on the street. And I'm not sure if he got it or not.
Near the first down marker, we're waiting word right now as the clock continues to tick with just over 3.5 minutes to go.
And I believe he's a little bit short. They're calling first down.
It is a first down. Well, we saw. Yes.
Oh, that's a first down for the Panthers.
A new set of downs.
They needed 3 yards. They said they got 2. And they gave him the first down. So, you guys can figure that one out.
Ball will be set up on the 18-yard line of York High. Right up the middle. Nothing fancy here,
Nothing fancy at all.
Golf with another carry.
Right now, it's all about clock management.
Yes.
You don't want to burn too many time. York High doesn't want to burn too many timeouts. It's about 2 minutes and 40 seconds to go in this game.
And Juelz Golf, 31 carries.
That's ridiculous.
204 yards, 3 touchdowns. If Central were to hold on for this, you have to believe Juelz Golf, player of the game here, if Central is able to hold on.
And if Central walks away with this victory, and that's a big if they walk away with this victory, that'll be 5 years, I believe. They have not had a loss in the YAIAA since 2018.
Incredible. Yeah, they were on a string here.
2nd and 4. Right up the middle again. And this is that front line.
Just getting the push there.
Just getting the push.
And we talk about Golf, but you talk about that offensive line led by Danny Pham, the senior, Scott Monk, Elijah Inners.
And Danny Pham came in a little bit hobbled. I think he had an ankle injury. He's been battling through that. I know this is one of them games he wouldn't miss for nothing. And that's a timeout from York High from Coach Stoner.
Their second, 1 timeout remaining for York High with 2:05 to go. Again, the score, Central York 36, York High 32.
50-50 raffle ticket from our cheerleader boosters. The winning ticket number for the blue ticket is 074022. 074022. You can report to the press box to claim.
You mentioned earlier, Central, 1 pass, 1 for 1 for 30 yards by Niger DeWitt. That reception thrown to number 5, Parker Hines, for 30 yards.
That ticket is white. The winning ticket number is 201.
For York High, Sam Stoner, 13 for 21 for 111 yards, 1 touchdown and 1 interception. Jaheim White, 17 carries for 88 yards and 2 touchdowns. And Jaheim White, 5 receptions for 49 yards and 1 touchdown.
And the fans, after this possession, they can hit us up on the inbox. We don't have the live chat open tonight, but they can hit us up on the inbox and let us know who you believe the player of the game should be. Juelz Golf with another run.
Down near the goal line.
And this is absolutely 4-down territory right now for Central York. Only thing that can stop them from scoring is a turnover.
Potentially a turnover. Yeah, they're knocking on the door here of another score to extend their lead Right now, Central York up by 4 as the clock continues to tick with just over a minute and a half to go.
And they're just going to burn that clock as much as possible.
York High does have 1 timeout remaining,
And they're still burning the clock. I think they're going to let it go down to about 1 second and go ahead and call a timeout on the play clock.
This would be the 4th consecutive win for Central against York High.
And
if
that's
they
pretty
were to
much
hold
4 Division I titles in a row for Central York.
Central York, who came in here tonight without their starting quarterback, Nazir Still.
And that legacy continues.
It's just in Juelz Goff, and along with this offensive line, I want to emphasize the offensive line in front of Juelz Goff has just been providing the blocks, protection needed.
And this is one of
they
those.
oftentimes say offensive linemen like to run block more than they like to pass block. You know, they just like to push forward and haul their opponents. And
absolutely.
It's been on display tonight, this offensive line.
And this is one of those games where, a lot of former athletes that went to York High, went to Central York are tuning in and watching the game. So, big shout out to, all players that played inside and played in this particular type of game.
This rivalry's all about.
And this rivalry wasn't always around. This is something that really caught fire in the last 5 to 6 years.
And rightly so. 2 of the best teams in YAIAA.
Two of the best teams, and it's been a treat to watch them every year. And like I said, shout out to all the players that's watching, that used to play for York High and also play for Central York. And, this players from around the county. Of course, the parents and, the sponsors and all the restaurants that's playing this game here tonight. Big shout out to y'all for filming this game and letting us be inside your establishment.
And right up the middle, he's going to walk it in.
And there's some players on the field there. Juelz Goff.
That's a 3-yard touchdown run by number 0, Juelz Goff.
Juelz Goff pretty much put the icing on the cake, if I'm not mistaken.
An injured Bearcat.
I believe that's Quentin Price. I can't tell from our angle.
The Bearcat is number 6, Jaheim Joseph.
Actually, that's Jaheim Joseph.
Jaheim Joseph hobbling off, being attended to by the training staff there on the
AKA
sideline.
40, one of our player of the games. Last game against Southwestern, put up some big-time points. And there's still a possibility York High can get a block on this extra point, and it'll be an 8-point game. We know York High goes for 2-point conversions.
Very important point here. The kick is up and good.
And that gives Central York a 2-score lead.
Yeah, your score with 1:09 to go. Central York 43, York High 32.
Exactly what we predicted as far as a high-scoring game. Both teams putting up over 30 points. It's been a tale of 2 halves, to be honest with you. Central York couldn't do nothing wrong in the first quarter. Exploded, I believe, at a 22-8 first quarter lead, and then won in the halftime 36-16.
A little bit of a lull Central York had in the third quarter, and then in the fourth quarter, Central, particularly on this last drive, Central York did what they had to do, a time-consuming drive to punch it in, of course, by who else? Juelz Goff, the running back, who has, coming into tonight's game, 3 D1 offers to Old Dominion, Boston College, and Duke University most recently. And I have a feeling after tonight's game, he'll get a few more offers. How about it, Duke?
Juelz Goff is so impressive, man. He's such a humble kid. He's quiet. I mean, you see him, he has a big smile when you see him and stuff like that. He has a very, low-key demeanor.
Humble.
Very low-key demeanor. But, man, get him on the field, man, and he just lights it up. He has great field vision, has speed, a little bit of everything. Like I said again, he has over 1,000 yards rushing. The last guy to do that was his brother, Noriega Goff. So,
I'm sure his brother's very happy tonight with
absolutely
brother's performance and Central York Panthers' performance tonight as Matthew Parker squib kicks it to the up man.
And that's a pitch back to the main man,
Jaheim
Florida.
White, no doubt. Near side, 30, 35, 40, out of bounds.
And then that's not a bad play to, kick it out to Florida. He's going to give you your best opportunity to get a score.
Quick. as well. Quick, now a minute remains.
Want to give a big shout out to the fans, and I know I keep saying it, but to brave this element and the weather, to sit there and watch your team and to cheer them on, it means a lot to them. Like I said, even the fans that's watching at home, that's tuning in tonight, that's it's a great thing for York County football. We're happy to do it. This is our 9th game. This is our 8th game of a 10-week season.
Yeah,
so
we had 2 weeks off, and we hope to be back next week. How about with some district play?
Yeah. We'll follow Central York.
Yes, Central York.
York High.
York High and
Cumberland Valley. They'll be on our list. Hempfield.
Valley, Eagle, Hempfield, Black. Hempfield. All these teams we mentioned are considered in the top 8 for 6A.
Also want to give a big
Harrisburg too is in that mix as well.
Also want to give a big shout out to Hempfield football team. They David
Powpow.
David Powpow. I'm sorry, I was not. Yeah, David Powpow.
He's a junior.
Sometimes we inbox each other. He said they watch Sports Shooting Stars every week. The whole team watches Sports Shooting Stars.
Tip of the hat to David Powpow. I mean, he was a dominating player against Dallastown earlier in the year, and getting some looks from Penn State University.
Yeah, you got to follow David. You guys don't know about David Powpow for Hempfield. Please follow him on Instagram. He's a one-of-a-kind type of player. He has a great.
His motor was running against Dallastown.
Great charisma.
They had no way to really stop him. He just kind of reminded you a little bit of back in the day, Haloti Ngata with Baltimore Ravens, just dominating in the interior.
Absolutely.
And, we're anxious to see more of him next year. He'll be a senior next year for the Hempfield Black Knights.
Had a lot of fun on the field watching David Powpow. Had a big smile on his face. He has a lot of character, a lot of charisma. Grant Hoover, Jackson Landis, the rest of the crew from Hempfield.
You're ready for districts, dude,
yeah,
it sounds like.
Absolutely. They're a fun team to watch.
Jaheim White in motion.
York High needs a quick score.
And the pitch out.
And there's
to
a
Jaheim
pass.
White made to throw it deep, dude. In and out of the hands.
And there's Carter Vaughn again. He's hyped up.
David Ward, intended receiver.
They may
razzle dazzle here for the York High offense.
They may want to go away from Carter Vaughn. Carter Vaughn already has an interception. He's been on everything so far as a cornerback. He's having one of his better games and one of the biggest games of his young career.
And let's mention this Central defense as well. They've limited Jaheim White. Jaheim's had some carries, had some touchdowns, but no 200, 300-yard night for Jaheim White tonight.
Very uncharacteristic.
Yes.
And they're going deep again.
James McBride, intended receiver, flag thrown.
And I believe that's a pass interference against Saxton Sukanik, number 8 for Central York.
Pass interference against the Panthers.
With 49 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter.
And if Central York walks out of here with this victory, which, it looks like they, pretty much knocking on the door for that. Just think about that. They came in and, their backup quarterback didn't even take a snap. It's been all Juelz Golf taking every snap for Central York. And Sam Stoner's looking deep. He just throws it up there.
Just out of bounds.
Stoner's pass intended for number 4, Jaheim White, falls incomplete.
Like to see York High run a screen to Jaheim White. This would be a good, I think Central York believes that they're going to go deep. It's be a good time to run that screen, get some blockers in the front of Jaheim White, and let him do the rest.
43-second main here in the fourth quarter.
Got to give a lot of credit to Central York as well, coming into a hostile environment like York High. Small field is always tough for any team to play in here. For them to come out with a victory, a little short-handed, but they came out with a victory. If they can come out with a victory, let's say that, because there's still some time on the clock. Sam Stoner back.
Oh, and
almost a
one-hand
catch. And we know Jaheim can catch those one-hand catches. He does it in the end zone all the time.
And interesting to note, the last home game for Jaheim White and Sam Stoner, and the seniors for York High tonight.
Yeah. Amari Newsom, Montrez Jackson.
Jazeer Vega, yep. We mentioned.
Jazeer Vega, you'll be hearing his name quite often during the basketball season. One of the, beating one of top players for the YAIAA in basketball, Jazeer Vega. Also his senior night, he was walked out with his mom and his father. Sam Stoner looking, going deep again.
Going down to Jaheim White. Incomplete. And there's Niger DeWitt.
And Niger DeWitt, unsportsmanlike conduct.
Yeah.
And I said that again. People that's not paying attention. Niger DeWitt and Jaheim White, they're real close friends, man. They've been chippy, going back and forth to each other all game. They're having a lot of fun out there. You know, Jaheim's doing a great job, of keeping his cool, but I think Niger DeWitt's pretty much playing into it a little bit too much. You don't want to give up any dumb plays, and it's kind of hard when you play against one of your close friends on the opposite side.
New set of downs for York High with 33 seconds remaining.
I seen Toby Stokes, former York High quarterback, here tonight. Talked to him for a little bit, said hi. A lot of other former players for York High. Yep.
And well-attended Central York fan base. The bleachers full there tonight.
Yes.
Big crowd, as we mentioned earlier.
And with this win, if Central walks away with a win, they maintain that #1 ranking in District 3, and they'll get that
advantage.
Yeah.
Well, and they'll get home field advantage throughout the playoffs,
Jaheim White with the ball. Has a blocker.
Down to 20, inside the 20-yard line, and brought down.
White with the reception.
And that's a tackle from Carter Vaughn, and it's very tough to bring Jaheim White down. And Carter Vaughn again, he's one of those guys that we've been calling his name quite often. I think he's one of the nominees for Player of the Game. Jaheim White, Carter Vaughn on the defensive side.
Boy, he had that one interception earlier in the game.
Coach Stoner calls a timeout with 23 seconds to
Their
go.
third and final timeout here in the second half.
To talk to his troops.
I want to thank the fans for tuning in to tonight's broadcast.
Also, the sponsors, you can see their contact information and their logo at the bottom of our screen. Some of their commercials were ran throughout the game. Big shout out to them. Sam Stoner in shotgun, looking for a quick strike.
Oh, over through his intended receiver, David Ward.
And Sam Stoner puts a lot of power on that ball.
He zips it, no doubt about it.
He's a precision passer, but there's a lot of...
Some scores from around the league, some final scores. York Suburban 56, Northeastern 27, York Catholic 13, Biglerville 7. New Oxford all over Eastern York 57-21. Kennerdale 43, Susquehannock 28. Dover defeated West York 33-7. DeLone Catholic 42, Fairfield 7.
Sam Stoner in shotgun, looking for a play, going deep to David Ward.
David Ward, and he catches it in the end zone. Touchdown, David Ward.
And that's a tough catch on Carter Vaughn. We've been calling Carter Vaughn name quite often, but David Ward is a different type of player as well. He's a beast. Great job from York High, never giving up. The Bearcats are still staying into the game and not giving up now. You know they're going for a two-point conversion. Now,
there is a
pass interference.
Penalty decline.
Which is clearly going to be a decline.
Yeah, you know they're going to go for the 2 points due. And
2 points and then expect an onside kick. And you never know what can happen with the onside kick. I'm going to give some fans some stats, some team stats in a second here. Sam Stoner looking tight.
Incomplete. And the 2-point conversion fails. And your score with 14 seconds to go, Central York 43, York High 38.
And let's go ahead and, I don't know if we can get an instant replay of that touchdown with David Ward, but let's see if we can go and get that touchdown of David Ward, and then we'll come back with some stats. If we can get a replay of that big-time touchdown from Sam Stoner to David Ward to chip into this lead, 43-38. Central York is up by 5 points, and as we all suspected, this has been a high-scoring affair.
Some games still being played in the fourth quarter. Red Lion 37, Dallastown 30, Spring Grove 36, Southwestern 30. They're in the fourth quarter. The other two games still being played along with this one, but we're 14 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. As my broadcast partner, Dew Jones, mentioned, you can expect an onside kick here.
Very crucial. York High has an opportunity to get this onside kick. If they don't, this game is pretty much conceded. Some of the team stats that I have: Central York 323 yards rushing, York High 128 yards rushing. There's an onside kick.
And caught by number 11, Thaddeus Shaw.
Central York only passed the ball one time this game, with York High passing the ball 15, going 15 for 28 with one interception. Total plays, Central York 45. Total plays for York High 58. York High has one turnover. Third down conversions. Central York was 5 for 9. York High 5 for 11. Like I said, the stats are pretty much even between both ball clubs.
One, Jaheim White will finish tonight with 18 carries for 108 yards and 2 touchdowns, and also 5 receptions for Jaheim White for 49 yards and 1 touchdown. On the opposite side, well, Juelz Golf, 36 carries for 225 yards and 4 touchdowns. And just an incredible performance by Juelz Golf.
Incredible.
And led
the
by
biggest game of his life so far.
Offensive line as well.
And we did enable the live chat, so if you want to go ahead and let us know who you believe the player of the game should be, go to the live chat. Let us know. I think, well, it's a team effort. All the players from Central York, played well. York High did a great job as well. But, from Central York, I had to lean on Juelz Golf, pretty much carrying his team, to victory. And also Carter Vaughn on defensive end. I think he did a great job.
And that will be the final play of the game. And your final score, Central York 43, York High 38.
And Central York wins a Division I title game. Again, that's 4 years in a row for Central York.
They certainly earned it tonight against this tough York High Bearcat team as both teams meet at midfield. And Dew, I tell you what, it lived up to expectations again.
Yeah.
These two schools today and
absolutely.
Tonight.
Thank the fans for tuning in. Go ahead and give us your opinion who you believe the player of the game should be. As we see, they're starting to trickle in as far as nominations. So far, it's been all golf.
And we're going to make our way down, how about it, Dew, to talk to the winning head coach, Janchak. And fans, want to remind you we're making our way down to the playing field. My partner Dew Jones and yours truly Todd Edwards will be down there momentarily to talk to the winning coach, Jerry Janchak.
Want to tell the fans to stay tuned for the post-game interview. Coach Carter and Juelz. Carter.
I'll go get the coach.
What's up, brother? How's it going?
Let's get
Hey, man, good game. Oh, I'm sorry. Good game out there, man. We're going to do an interview with you, man, for the defensive end. Yeah, you the man. What's up, brother? How's it going?
Waiting for Juelz golf, too. Where's Juelz?
He's got to give us like a half a second because they're doing.
Oh, yeah. He's coming over here. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, man, great game, man. How do you feel? I mean, right now, I mean, yeah, we're gonna. Well, yeah.
So they go off, we're gonna do the interview so they can see you guys.
How do you? Yeah, before we go, how do you feel? I mean, man, I tell you what, 200.
Get off the field. Get off the field.
Yeah.
You're in the middle of their band show. You're being disrespectful. Get off the field. Hey, it was actually disrespectful that you didn't wait, though. Get off the field. Get off the field. Get off the field. You don't sit in the middle of the Y and take pictures of it. You want to win. Hey, respect that. They didn't need to go on the get off right away. They played post-game. Get off the field. They could have waited. They could have waited. Get off the field. You know it. Give them their chance. You go back and do what you want. You have a player laying at the Y when the kid is walking and doing their last field show. This is their last field show. Be respectful. And you could have waited though. You didn't see them on the field. They walked right past you. No, that's disrespectful, man. No, the disrespectful is you came on the field when we were on it. You could have waited like every other.